It's on.
She fell in love with the sex.
Hahn.
Sauce was everywhere.
And Rosenberg.
If you want to stay up, he's got the energy that matters.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Oh, it's 3:01 in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on a much better Weather Wednesday. Hopefully everybody's having a great time. Mets and Braves on as we speak, so we're app and YouTube only until Game 1 of the doubleheader is over. Alan will join us next week. He's still on vacation. Peter, how are you, buddy?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, man. The weather, listen, much better than it was yesterday. Still a little rainy at times, but I'm starting to see a little sun. Feeling a little bit better about the situation around the tri-state area. We had another round of rain yesterday that flooded some of the same areas that were flooded back on Monday, so hopefully everybody's okay. But like trees down, it was almost like a rinse and repeat from the day before.
But no worse.
No worse, but still some of the same places.
Not ideal.
I've never seen my town of Hawthorne on the news as much over the last 48 hours in my lifetime. Like every once in a while, if something was there was a restaurant in Hawthorne. It's been closed for 20 years if it's a day, Peter. It was called the Golden Steer. It was a steakhouse.
Oh, boy, like you dream about.
And I remember the first time I heard the radio commercial for the Golden Steer on Imus in the morning.
Oh, boy.
And they mentioned Hawthorne, and I was like, wow, I go there. I was like, wow, that's so cool. Oh, yeah. You know, and now you turn on the TV, and rivers are running through the downtown area. Not good. But it looks like everybody's found a way to survive it, and we're getting a little bit better.
Yeah, it does seem like, and it seems like today is definitely better. People were saying it's going to be X, Y, and Z. It doesn't seem like it's been that. So hopefully we're off to a better start. Now, of course, we are on until 7 o'clock thanks to the old split doubleheader. So you get a full frontal, as Don LeGrec would say.
Yes, right until 7 o'clock. So if you're listening on the app and eventually want to get us on 880, you can do that as soon as the Met game is over. In the bottom of the seventh inning, it's tied at 2. So we'll see when we'll get back. What are you doing?
I love it. It's a thought.
I don't know what context that's in, but I do enjoy hearing it.
Well, no, it was number one. It was twofold. It was one, so we're on until 7 o'clock. And then it was, I thought the Mets were winning, and then you said it was 2-2. And it's a double whammy, double dammy, if you will.
Well, it was 2-0 at one point.
Did you get the visuals that I sent you from behind the scenes at First Take today?
I did. See, originally, because this happens to me, whether it's a problem or I just forget, that I will send a note that's completely out of context without the video that for whatever reason didn't get sent.
Right.
So earlier today, you sent our thread, and it didn't make any sense.
What did I say? I said doggies, notes, and wallet.
Yeah, and that
like
out of context is not going to make any sense.
Yeah, you're looking for bear. You're looking for like bear's accoutrement. Like you don't even know what I could be speaking of.
Did Bear find a wallet? I have no idea what you were talking.
Thinking Natalie is going up the stairs and Peter's telling her the 3 things she needs to grab to get back in the car.
That's exactly right.
I was like, well, that makes sense. The dog's important. There's a wallet involved.
And so without any context, because the video shows that I'm clearly at First Take, and you see Mad Dog wandering around, so it makes a lot more sense. But now were you able to appreciate it, Don?
Yes, now I can appreciate it.
How would you describe what was sent to you?
I don't even know where to begin.
Did you pause on the notes? Did you see that? I didn't want to be like too intrusive, and but I did want to just get a little shot of the note. Did you see what the note looked like?
Yeah, well, I've worked with Chris Russo before, so I know his notes are you can't. Nobody could read them.
No, they need to be studied in The Hague.
It's only for him to read, which is fine. I mean, I'm sure if you looked at my notes, Peter, at a quick blush, it's not that much of a mess, but you would not maybe completely understand. And I guess he doesn't like to sit on his wallet, so he's got his wallet to the side there. He's got scribble, scrabble down, and for whatever reason, he's able to make it work. He is an absolute gem. I'm not expecting you to know how to spell Tim Lincecum, all right?
Okay.
But Showtime, about a decade ago when the Giants were really good, the San Francisco Giants were going to the World Series, they did like with the way HBO does those documentaries, Showtime did one on the San Francisco Giants.
Right. And they interviewed Doggy.
Well, no. It just because Russo just, I guess, can spend any amount of money he wants at Sirius, like convince Sirius that he should go to Giants training camp in Arizona for his audience. So Mad Dog Radio traveled to Arizona, to Scottsdale, Arizona, for Giants spring training. And that was the day that they announced that Tim Lincecum was going to go on the IL, at the time called the DL. And because they're showing Russo making the announcement on his radio show, they show the note that he wrote down, Lincecum. And when you see the way he spelled Lincecum, like there were like 2 S's in it, and there's no S in Lincecum. I don't even know why the director decided to pan down on the piece of paper. Like, nobody would have known he was talking about Lincecum while he was talking about Lincecum based on the letters that he wrote on the page. He's just a gem. I don't know how he makes it work.
And you know what my favorite thing was? So the topics, the what are you mad about topics today for Mad Dog were. One was the Caballero pitch count thing.
Mm-hmm.
He went off on that.
Okay, a little old, but fine.
Well, I think he's only on one day a week, so he's catching up. He's got to catch up.
That is true.
Number 2 was about Yannick Sinner dropping out of the Canadian Open. I'll get back to that in a second.
Right.
And number 3 was about the SoFi patches on Notre Dame. Here's what you have to love, and I hope people appreciate. And I don't know that people do, because I think, Don, people are so apt to hate on ESPN in general, and, they would rather obsess over who's been laid off than any of the cool things that ever happen here. Like, do New York sports fans, the same people who hate my guts and yearn for the days of Mike and Chris, do you guys take a moment to appreciate that in the year 2026 of our Lord, Mad Dog goes on First Take and does exactly what he always did on The Fan, screaming at the camera?
Yeah.
When I was there, Don, he did a rant about tennis. And after he finished, I didn't know they were going to do this. So I was in on the segment. I was there to do WWE stuff, but they kept me in for Dog's segment. Okay. No one told me you're going to comment after each one of his things. I didn't know what the routine was.
That's cool, though.
Yeah, of course.
That's burying the lead as far as I'm concerned.
Well, yeah, I've never gotten to work with him like you have. So it's my first time getting to do anything on air with Mad Dog. So, as a student of the game, I'm just thrilled. So he finishes the Caballero thing, and I didn't know it was coming to me, so I hit a quick ad lib for it. And then now I know what's going on. They're going to come to me after each one. After the tennis one, I said, do people out there appreciate that it's 2026 and Chris Mad Dog Russo is doing the same thing that he did on New York radio for 30 years, screaming about tennis? Like, wow! Yeah, he brought, Don, there's no room for tennis on First Take. No one's doing tennis on First Take. Except for Mad Dog, who we know just has his thing with tennis. And he did the story, Don, as if it was talking about LeBron James going to Philly. But it's about Sinner and Alcaraz. And in 2026, Don, I'm not crazy, right? That's just not a thing in mainstream talking head sports world anymore.
No, unless it's a major or
the final, maybe.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate it. And then him going off about the SoFi logo on the Notre Dame jerseys, which led to him pulling up black and white footage of Newt Rockne and screaming at he's a gem.
No,
he's made it work, Don.
He has definitely made it work. And the thing why it's worked, in my opinion, is, and this is advice that any young announcer should have, any young actor, just any young person, period, in life, is just be yourself. And it's not an act, because he's exactly the same way off the air as he is on the air. The last time I saw him, Peter, was when I recorded that metal hour for Ozzy's Boneyard. It was probably it wouldn't be right around this time last year. I went to Sirius to record that. And I went over to Mad Dog and hung out with him for a little while after I did it, talking to him. And he interviewed me about the devil job. So, Donnie, how many games you got to do? You think? All right, 60. Okay, that's good. So, travel. Tell me about the travel. How's it going to work? So, what time would you leave in order to? Just like he would if he was interviewing me about the devil job on the Fan or on Sirius Satellite Radio. He's that way. The first time I ever met him, Peter, I don't know if I told you this story. I get hired by the Fan. I'm doing updates early in the summer from another location, Shadow Sports.
Okay.
And then Chernoff, who's the program director, said, I don't want our update guy to be off-site. I want them in the story. I want them in our studios. So I wanted to learn the computer system and get everything before my first update. So I was there like 10 o'clock in the morning one day. It was like July of 1996. That was like 30 years ago. And so it's 10 o'clock in the morning. He goes on the air with Francesa at 1. He comes storming in 10 o'clock in the morning. Everybody leave me alone. I'm watching Wimbledon. I'm putting it up on the TV. I want everybody just leave me. Don't speak to me. I'm watching the tennis. Okay? And he proceeds, all right, get everybody's order. I'm buying everybody lunch. Write it down. And I remember Eric Spitz, who was there at the time, is like, and I'm brand new. He's like, so I've got to take Don LaGreca's order for lunch? Like, and he just bought everybody lunch just so that he could sit there and watch 3 hours of Wimbledon before the show started and not be bothered. That's how much he loved tennis, and everything he did was like a mini hurricane. He would just walk into the bullpen and continue the conversation on the air, off the air.
Well,
what do you think about Gardner leading off there? Do you think he should have let off and just continue to talk and then buzz right back into the studio again? And when you walk by him, he'd smack your behind. It became like a thing. He's really incredible.
Have you heard a joke that much of you?
And you know what else, Don? You know, like, you and I think, take a lot of pride, maybe like, and what I'm trying to say is maybe to our fault, of like needing things to be very organic. Like, Mad Dog knows what the gimmick is and what people want from him, and he is incredibly good at dialing it up in a way that is still really authentic and good feeling. You know what I mean? He totally knows how to play Mad Dog all the time, and that's why, you know, now we're used to seeing him on ESPN. A couple of years ago, it would have sounded crazy that there's a Mad Dog thing every week on First Take, and now we're used to it.
But, like, the only thing I would take exception to the way you phrase, like, playing Mad Dog.
No, he's just not
him.
Right.
That's just in any conversation. Like, it doesn't matter. He's always debating you. He's always going, and he also will take a loss. He'll take the L. Okay, that's a good point. And then move on to something else. You know,
that's very unique. Hey, you're right. Yeah. You're right.
He's not like me, where I'm just gonna go. I know I've lost, but I'm just gonna continue to fight the good fight. No, we'll move on to something else. And that's why I used to love him when he was by himself, when Mike and Chris would have the vacation time, because he would just talk about anything and talk about it passionately. That's why it doesn't matter that he's talking about Notre Dame football or tennis, because he does it with such passion.
That's why he can get away with anything he wants.
And he makes it feel like it's the most important
Top
thing
presidents, Mikey! Can't overlook Grover Cleveland.
Yeah. Very underrated.
Underrated Cleveland was. I mean, it's no, and I take it back, guys. I mean, unless he was doing just a completely high level faking, he did actually seem to know who I was. I was confident he wouldn't know at all, and he did seem to know.
No, because he's in the Radio Hall of Fame with Francesa. He gets a vote. He follows and knows what's going on in the game. He knows who's in the game. And he still has the passion for it. He's 66 years old. And when a lot of guys are thinking about getting out or just they've been there, done that, to still have that energy and that passion after all these years of basically averaging 4 hours of radio since, 1989? Right? Basically almost every day, and still have that passion and that energy.
He's a treat. It was a treat.
No, he's the gold standard as far as I'm concerned. So the Mets have taken the lead. We'll keep an eye on that. But I wanted to start, and I don't want to be redundant because I kind of touched on this yesterday when we were talking about the Yankees and will they or won't they make a deal and how big of a splash they're going to make. I just want to double down on, Yankee fans' lack of appreciation for what the Yankees are doing right now. They win again yesterday, 3-2. Cole's great. They almost blow the lead in the ninth inning. I get it. Bednar allows the 2-run home run. The tying run's at third. They may just sweat it out. But again, this is most likely a playoff team that they've now beaten 2 days in a row after coming off taking 2 out of 3 from another playoff team in the Philadelphia Phillies. Since June 1st was the first game in which the Yankees had to play without Aaron Judge. And Aaron Judge, if you want to say he's the best player, you want to say he's the second best player, the thing is that we can all agree on, he's the best player in the American League.
Sure.
All right? And the Yankees are 25-23 without him. So 2 games above 500. They've treaded water and then some. So they've survived. And here's another reason why they survived, Peter. In that very same span of time, the Rays, the first-place team in the division, have gone 26-24. So the Yankees have lost 0 ground in nearly a month without Aaron Judge. 0 ground to the Rays. The Rays should be kicking themselves right now. They had a month head start to be able to build up a significant lead with the Yankees playing without their best player, and also some other players during that span too. Last night was the third game they've had to play without Bellinger, and all the time they were without Cole and without Reid, and when they were missing Grisham for a while, and the Rays gained no ground. None. With the specter of having all of their guns coming back and healthy by the time we get to sometime in September, Bellinger probably in the middle of September, maybe Judge at the beginning of September, to where the Yankees can really put themselves in a position to maybe run away with this division when it's all said and done, run away with the league and be what they are now, the odds-on favorite to win. And I started to think, what if the Knicks lost Brunson for a month and lost no ground in the East? What would Knicks fans be doing?
Oh, you kidding me? Championship time.
I mean, this is a fan base that I get, celebrates a Game 1 win on 7th Avenue.
That's a great point.
But I'm just talking about the callers, that they would be appreciating the Knicks' ability to survive without their best player and keep their head above water. And they would celebrate. Yeah. And they'd also look at it as a sign that, hey, maybe good things are coming with this team because of the heart playing without their best player, without their leader, without their captain.
Yeah, what does that say not only about what they're capable of doing winning games-wise, but in terms of a heart standpoint? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and if the Giants, back in the day had to win 4 or 5 games without Eli Manning at quarterback, how the Giant fans would celebrate if they went 2-2 or 3-1 in that span of time. Back when Henrik Lundqvist was the goaltender of the Rangers. And I know this did happen. The year they won the President's Trophy, he was out for a month, and the Rangers played well with Cam Talbot in goal, and the Ranger fans went crazy. How much they loved the fact that this team responded without their best player between the pipes. I mean, I can give you chapter and verse, Peter, but for whatever reason, and this is led by our producer, Anthony Pusick, they look at the Yankees like they're looking at art in the Louvre and judging every tiny little negativity and expand on it and just throw it away. The way a critic would look at a painting, a flawless painting, and then find one little flub and say, throw it in the bin. It's done. It's garbage. Where all the other teams that they root for it like an actual hockey team or basketball team or football team and judge it in the now and appreciate it in the now. And I understand the Yankees have won 27 championships and all the money they have and all that, but you can't just for a moment judge it in real time as a baseball team instead of looking at it like the Mona Lisa, and you're comparing the Mona Lisa to Starry, Starry Night. Well, what are you doing? I mean, I hear the calls on our shows, other shows, the errors, the not hitting with runners in scoring position after a 3-2 win against the first-place team. I know the White Sox aren't great. And I know the Yankees aren't great. But can we not appreciate what they've accomplished without their best player? Instead of finding every little tiny flaw they have and complain about it? Or am I just a Met fan that doesn't know any better? Because I'm used to eating slop, so I get a steak, I'm not going to sit there and critique it.
Not only that, you like gruel. You'll be happy to get gruel.
More, please.
Yeah, I don't... Anthony, how about you? You happy? You impressed?
Yeah, it's great that they're winning. Garrett Cole almost got steamrolled by Austin Wells because they can't field pop-ups without crashing into one another. I consider that a problem.
Okay, but that every team makes mistakes. They're bad plays.
But Peter, they do this almost every night because guys are either out of position or not good at their positions. They don't look good in the field. That's not good to watch. Yes, it's great that they're beating the White Sox. We all know that if they were asleep, they could beat the White Sox because it's the AL Central. And as Don points out and as you point out, yes, the AL is very easy this year. So they should have no problem, even if Judge doesn't come back, winning the AL. I could still say that I don't love the way that certain things look.
All right, fine. But again, you don't you sound like a snob. I love you, but you sound like a snob.
All right.
I mean, even in the text today, when he was telling us, like, he'll usually in the text thread send us a rundown of what we could talk about today. And he's like, Yankees hold on to beat the White Sox, golf clap. Like, oh, look, they won a game. Oh, whatever. Yeah, I mean, come on.
I'm impressed
man.
with the pitching.
Like,
the pitching has been very, very good.
Why even bother watching? Like you sound like, and I love you. And again, I don't want to say all Yankee fans are like this, but I can only judge the ones that call, that tweet, and that I know. And all three of them, you sound like baseball snobs. Like, yeah, they won, but did you see that collision almost between Wells
Cole's coming back from
Cole?
injury. That's a reasonable concern.
But you won the game and he didn't die. Like,
okay.
If he died on the field, I'd say, that's a problem, man. But it didn't happen. But they almost had a collision. Peter, did you see the almost collision there between the catcher and pitcher in that pedestrian 3-2 win against the White Sox? My God, Peter.
But
have you ever?
I think what you're getting, though, from Anthony is you're getting the real feel. It's like the temperature. You're getting the real feel. This is what it's actually like to be a Yankee fan. This is how they see it.
But this is how I see it. And again, I will admit I'm not a Yankee fan. But you know what? You're also not just a Yankee fan. You're a Ranger fan. You're a Giant fan. You're a Knicks fan.
Don't call me. By the way, I've seen one World Series. One. I didn't grow up with the 90s teams. I was 4 years old.
Which makes it worse, because I can understand the 80-year-old guy who has seen the greatest of the great, look down at this 26 Yankee team. You've seen one championship, and it was in 2009. And I get you've got 27 of them and all that. I'm just saying that you guys you sound like you're just above it all. You sound like a bunch of baseball snobs, like you deserve to see better. I'm sorry, they have to win better, Peter.
Winning is one thing.
This is just too ugly for me.
We can't relate to it.
I can't. No, I can't. I can't relate to it. But I almost feel sorry for them in the sense that this could be the 1 year, Peter, where they don't have to be snobs because they're at a disadvantage. They've lost Judge. They're all banged up. And yet they're still finding ways to win. They're still finding ways to survive. And even then you don't appreciate it. You can't just sit back and enjoy the fact that this team's got guts, more come-from-behind wins than any team in Major League Baseball. Finding a way to score runs with guys that a lot of Yankee fans never heard of a year ago.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Anthony, do you think it's at least a valid point?
No.
Is not I'm telling you, this is not
because you guys paint me as like a miserable, miserable person.
No,
and all I say is things that I think that are wrong with all of my teams. You guys hated that I said the Giants weren't going to win like 8 games within the last 2 years.
The Giants have been an embarrassment for a decade. The Rangers haven't won a cup in 32 years.
I know. It was when I was born.
Back-to-back years. But the Yankees are not the Giants. The Yankees are not the Rangers. All right? They're above all those teams, but that doesn't mean that the fans have to be above it. And I'm not saying you're miserable. I'm saying you're just a snob. Most of the snobs that are filthy rich and enjoy their lives. They enjoy being critics and snobs of other things and other people.
But not Yankee snobs. It's like they're miserable. They're in their own filth.
I'm not sure, but I'm not. Look, they're beating the White Sox, and that's great. But what do you want? Yes, am I happy that they're not 8 games out and they have a chance to win the division? Of course. As Michael said 2 days ago on the promo that he's running, do I think the Yankees can win a World Series with Aaron Judge? No. And you don't like the people that say wait until we get to October. So I'm going to watch all 162 games and critique things if I want to critique.
Without Judge, last night, without Judge, without Bellinger, you are the White Sox. And
that's not good either because they have a much bigger payroll.
But you lost Judge.
I know.
He's Aaron Judge.
He is.
I mean, outside of the Philadelphia Eagles, who lost their starting quarterback and still won a Super Bowl, there's not too many teams that could survive losing their best player and now losing Bellinger and having most of the season without Cole and without Reid and without Rodon. Clark Schmidt hasn't pitched all year. I mean, a lot of that monster payroll is not playing. 1-800-919-3776. Just educate me. Maybe I'm just
educating me, clowns.
But Peter and I are in lockstep because we both can't. We're
normal.
We've never rooted for a team that has been this consistently good. But I've always found ways to have fun with my teams, even in the worst of times when they're in the playoffs. I could hate my Mets now. They stink. They're in last place.
That's reasonable.
All right? There's a reason to hate that team and be disgusted with that team. And I know you're the Yankees and you win all these championships, and but sometimes it's hard, okay? And some of you Yankee fans, like an Anthony that wasn't alive, I can tell you about the Stump Merrill days. I can tell you about the Don Mattingly home runs into an empty upper deck when the Yankees were irrelevant and didn't matter. You haven't had to worry about that in your lifetime. So I give Anthony a bit of a pass because there are fans that did live through that period of time that should appreciate what's going on now. All right, let's hear from you. We got the list coming up at 4:30. We've got ENN also coming up at 6. Very busy show till 7 o'clock. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Did you get your windshield fixed? No, this is a big process. I was scared that the whole thing was just going to shatter inwards. Right. And then I'd be cut with glass. I'd drive off the bridge. I'd be a news story. It's not funny. Why is this funny?
So if that were to happen, God forbid, why wouldn't you just stop the vehicle?
No, you keep going.
Hang a left turn 90 degrees and off the bridge we
Do you
go.
understand what shards of glass would do?
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If that did happen, I would tell people that's how he would have wanted to go.
That's not how I want to go.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Fans arrive early at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, August 8th for the 78th Annual Old Timers Day presented by Fresh Direct. See Yankees legends put on the pinstripes again and take the field at Yankee Stadium. Relive memories of your favorite former Yankees and make new memories with your family. After the Old Timers Day ceremony and game conclude, stick around to see your Bronx Bombers take on Atlanta. Get your Saturday, August 8th Old Timers Day tickets presented by Fresh Direct at Yankees.com/tickets today.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Summer's here. People are outside walking more, traveling, going to games, barbecues, the beach, just enjoying life. But if you have joint pain, sciatica, or back pain is still holding you back, you don't have to live like that. I'm Bart Scott, and Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain is the real deal. Ivy League trained, double board certified with non-surgical treatments that get real results. No cuts, no downtime, no pain medications, just a smart, targeted approach that gets you moving again. Same day or next day appointments are available. Go to SandwellPain.com. Don't let pain steal your summer.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to
get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. Mets have a split admission doubleheader over in Queens. First game well underway at Citi Field. Right now, looking pretty good on the Whitestone Expressway northbound, heading over to the Bronx-bound Whitestone Bridge. No big issues there from the stadium and Northern Boulevard. Slow crawl on the Southern State westbound in Nassau County, right before the Wantagh. Crash in the left lane involving a couple of vans. You're solid there from Bethpage State Parkway. Inbound George, still have some road work on the upper deck, about a 15 to 20-minute ride from 8095. Worst of it to the outbound George, Cross Bronx westbound, already slammed from the Bruckner on through. Outbound Lincoln Ernie about 10 to 15 minutes. Outbound Holland 15 to 20. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion, and I mean explosion. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, a zero-sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get candy-flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Yeah, just getting started on a Thursday. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you until 7 o'clock. Mets have the 3-2 lead on the Braves in game one of their doubleheader in the bottom of the eighth inning. So when that game and the post game is over, we'll be joined on 880 and take you right up till 7 o'clock there. Otherwise, we're here all day on the app. We're here all day on YouTube. You want to participate, 1-800-919-3776. We're
Here all day for your ace.
Trying to figure out why Yankee fans are so snobbish about their team and not appreciative of where they are. But I'm sure I'm going to get pushback. So you want to do some phones?
Why not?
All right, let's start with Tim in South Carolina. You're on ESPN New York. Hi, Tim.
Hello, Don. How are you, sir?
Good. What's up, man?
Not much. A little hot, but anyway.
All right.
I don't really understand what you want from us. I mean, we are passionate about our team. We want them to play better, and we want to get to the World Series. I mean, that is kind of the goal of this whole thing.
But why can't you appreciate what your team is doing instead of complaining about everything? You just took 2 out of 3 from Philadelphia, a playoff team. You just won the first 2 games of the series against the White Sox, a playoff team, albeit not great teams. There's no real great teams in baseball anymore. But you're playing without Judge. Grissom's only played 87 games. No Bellinger, and you're winning games, and it's not enough. You're not doing it stylistic enough. You're still committing too many errors. You're still not doing the fundamentals right. But you get the second best record in baseball. You've lost no ground with Judge out of the lineup. None. How is that not a good thing?
But Don, you're painting it with a broad brush. That's not everybody. That's not me. I'm happy that they haven't lost any ground.
All right.
Those are the other yahoos that call in here.
Then why don't more of them call? Like, Tim, your reaction wasn't to agree with me.
Right. It was still saying you were against Don.
You still were against me. I've got Anthony Pusick, my producer, talking about how, Cole and Wells almost ran into each other. I can only react to the people that I know and the people that call and the people that tweet. We don't get any calls of people appreciating what's going on. We just get calls about who are they going to trade for. Well, they got to get better. They got to get hitting. They've got to do this. They've got to do that. Yeah, sure, they've got to do those things, but why isn't the first thing in your thought in your mind is, wow, this team is still finding ways to win despite all these injuries?
I agree. I mean, I think they're doing an unbelievable job. I think Aaron Boone does an unbelievable job doing what he does with the limited resources that he has right now. To have that many people, granted, we have a fantastic pitching staff, but to have that many people on the IL right now and you're still in contention is unreal. I mean, it's awesome.
Well,
are there things that I would like to see them do better? Yes. But, I mean, you can't brush everyone with a broad stroke.
No, but I'm brushing you with the stroke of your first instinct to call was to disagree with me.
That was you, Tim.
Well, yeah, and I agree. And I talked to you the other day. However, but you do that to every Yankees fan.
Well, but Tim, I can only react. Peter, help me out here because you're probably right. I even disclaimered it when I was going through it. I don't think every Yankee fan is like this. Maybe the majority of fans aren't. But, Peter, we've done a lot of radio together in the summer between Michael being off and Michael having day games, and now we don't even have Michael the last 2 summers, right?
That's right.
How have the Yankees been? Have they been complaining or have they been appreciative of their team?
Generally complaining, I would say, is what I'm used to. Yeah.
And I listen, not just to this show. I listen to Michael. I listen in the morning. And that call turned because I think he realized he took the L. Because his first instinct was to call and say, what do you want us to do? I want you to appreciate what's going on. And then he gave you chapter and verse of why you should. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't call and say, I think they need this, I think they need that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the general consensus of this team that it feels just very negative in a time that I think should be very celebratory. A lot of times I agree, Peter, with the Yankee fan because of they kind of just settle maybe sometimes. But I think this is the one year where I think they're accomplishing more than they really should because of who's been out of the line.
Well, and that's exactly what your point is. That's why you would like people to take a moment and maybe have a little appreciation. That's all you're saying.
Let's go to Ed in Westchester. You're on ESPN New York. Hi, Ed.
Hey, this is what I compare it to. The handsome guy who takes home 8s and 9s all the time. 8s and 9s every weekend they take them home.
Oh, yeah.
And they still complain that it wasn't a 10. Meanwhile, I'm a Mets and a Jets fan.
Yeah.
I'm taking home 2s and 3s.
Yeah, two
My
and
best case is
and 3
a 4
teeth.
or 5.
Yeah. Listen, you wish 2s and 3s. Most of the time you're going home alone.
That's exactly right. The Mets are usually home alone. They're dating their hand.
But you know what's – well, that was strong. Here's –
come on.
But inaccurate.
Thank you.
But if you were only a Yankee fan, then I can kind of understand it. But a lot of these guys are fans of other teams. You wouldn't say, well, at least they're not the Jets. At least like when I bring up, our buddy Jake Assman about he's a Jet fan.
Yeah.
Like he should wish the Jets were like the Yankees, right? You think there'd be a little bit more appreciation considering he roots for the Islanders, he roots for the Jets. And listen, this year the Knicks won a championship, but before that, what did the Knicks won? Of all the teams that Jake roots for, the Yankees have won the most recent championship before the Knicks won. Same goes for Anthony. Well, I guess the Giants more recently in 2011, but you get my point. Is that it's not exactly suffering, but they just – and I understand the Yankees kind of are the Mona Lisa because of all the championships they've won compared to other franchises. But it's just sports, man. It shouldn't be picking apart. I should be, as the Met fan, hey, don't get too giddy on these Yankees, man. Their fundamentals aren't very good. They're not hitting in the clutch. you're not winning anything without Judge. I should be saying that as a Met fan, and their retort should be all the things that I'm saying. Well, at least they're winning games. At least they're surviving. At least it's still within striking distance of the Rays. They come about it just so odd. I feel like I'm picking on Anthony, and I apologize for that.
Well, he's taking it personal, but it shouldn't take it personal.
Well, I can't help that.
I don't take anything personal.
See? And then he says
you also just don't believe anything I say. So
my God, Peter.
If I say it, Jacob, it'll be the opposite. If I say I do take it personal, they'll go, no, he's lying. If I say I don't take it personal, it's a lie also.
I don't think we'd ever say you were lying about your own personal feelings.
I think you took personal that we told you that you took it personal. I think there's a lot going on there.
I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest.
1-800-919-3776. We'll continue with this. We've got Joe Shane sound. Yes, he's still the general manager of the Giants. He spoke. We'll get into that. I've got my list coming up at 4:30. ENN at 6. Take you right up till 7 o'clock. Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
This is the Michael Kay Show.
Here's the one thing I think is the conundrum for Brian Cashman. If Judge doesn't come back, now doctors reportedly are telling them that he is going to come back. When that's going to be, anybody's guess. But if Judge doesn't come back, by making trades and using collateral to get players back to fill holes, are you throwing good money after bad? I think they can make the playoffs without Judge. I don't think they can win a championship without Judge.
The Michael Kay Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. Plus, another study found Amazon Prescription Pass customers pay nearly 1/3 less out of pocket. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
When you manage an active facility, disruption is not an option. Tricon Construction specializes in healthcare, commercial, and industrial environments where work needs to happen without shutting operations down. That takes detailed planning, clear communication, and safe, disciplined execution. Because when patients are inside, tenants are working, or production has to keep moving, every decision matters. Tricon understands how to work around your business professionally, safely, and efficiently. For complex work inside active facilities, choose Tricon Construction. Visit TriconBuilds.com. That's TriconBuilds.com.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Do you know Sven?
I do. Yeah, Sven Butenschon.
Nice.
You know him?
He was on my team. Yeah, Sven Butenschon.
Well, that's how you talked to Sven Butenschon.
Not recently, but he's my buddy when we played here.
So if you saw him walking down the street, be like, Sven, it's me, Rick.
Yes. Big hug.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You know what became of Sven?
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings that same level of protection to your home. And I know this because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. Their local team builds a personalized game plan that actually works, and when you build and bundle pest control with mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out. The Mets have won 3-2, so they took the first game of the doubleheader. Won 3 in a row. They won the last game against the Dodgers on Sunday, the first 2 games of the series against the Braves. Interesting, too, you go back a month ago, they took 2 out of 3 from the Braves at City. So here's the thing, Peter, about the Mets. I mean, everybody knows it's over, and they're, according to Jeff Passan, going to be the most active team at the deadline on Monday because they're going to get rid of all these players that Stearns thought were going to be his pivot from the 25 team. But, you know, don't get sold on, oh, this is what it was supposed to be. Listen, nobody thought they were the worst team in baseball. So eventually they're going to play to the point where they're going to be pretty much average and end up finishing double digits under 500 because of how bad the season started. But make no mistake, this has been a brutal season. It's nice to see them pick up some wins, but it's not going to convince them otherwise. So don't be afraid if you're a Met fan that Stearns is going to be convinced with a run here this week that he's going to stick with what he has here. I think he knows what a disaster this season was. But they are starting to win some games here against, you know, some pretty decent teams. So whatever. You know, just trying to guess.
I mean, listen, have a little something to watch, you know?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if
Why
you're
not?
a Met fan, you have no love for the Braves, so of course you want to beat the Braves, right? I mean, that's kind of makes sense. So they're in the postgame now. So when the postgame is over, we'll be joined by 880, and we'll be with you until 7 o'clock because they'll go to first pitch of Game 2 of the doubleheader. Let's get back to your busy calls at 1-800-919-3776, and let's talk to Griffin in Connecticut. It's always fun to talk to him. What's up, Griff?
Hey guys, I talked to Anthony with this too. I want the Yankees to look at this team back when Judge was fully healthy. When they were fully healthy and none of this was happening. None of these errors happened, none of these little mistakes happened. Since they got fully healthy, since they got injured, the errors have happened, the not hitting with runners in scoring position, not getting on base, since they got injured. If this team is fully healthy, what makes you believe they aren't going to go back to what they were when Judge was healthy? And Anthony says he believes if this team is fully healthy, with Judge healthy, they can win the World Series. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about this team winning a World Series without Judge right now. We're talking about with this team fully healthy, with a healthy Judge, can they win the World Series? And the thing is, what they were doing without Judge, with Judge, none of the errors were happening. not hitting, not getting on base. We were getting on base. We were hitting. We were scoring runs. Since Judge left, since Bellinger left, since Stanton, since the injuries have happened, the offense have dropped, the not getting on base has dropped, and the errors have happened. But you can't enjoy that all of a sudden we're still figuring ways to win. That is what you're trying to say, and I agree 100%. But if we're fully healthy, I believe we can win the World Series because what I saw when we were fully healthy was a great baseball team.
Right.
Since we got injured, these mistakes happen, but we're winning despite that.
But I would say, Griffin,
and
to defend,
that's what should be happy.
To defend, I agree with that part. But to defend Anthony and Griffin, thank you for the phone call. Is that they haven't been a great fundamental team for a few years now. All right, so I understand that. But if I'm watching this team, Peter, when I'm salivating at the fact that if we're going to play this well without Judge, we got Judge back. Now, when Judge comes back and
by the way, and playoff G.
Let's not. Well, I
hopefully,
who knows what's going to happen?
Oh, he's resting up. Don't you worry.
But and the difference between this team and a lot of other teams that didn't hit was that they always pitched pretty decently. This is the best pitching staff I think I can remember them ever having. I mean, up and down. If these guys are all healthy, this is a terrific pitching staff that's not going to put you in a position to go out there and have to score 5-6 runs to win a playoff game. Now, the bullpen leaves you a little squeamish every once in a while, and I think Cashman will probably get somebody out of the bullpen. He'll probably add another bat, too. But instead of looking at this team with a fine-tooth comb, I'd be looking at it and saying, boy, wait till we get these guys back. And then if you get them back, Peter, and you don't make it out of the American League, then we can get back to the conversation about Boone's future and Cashman's future and all that. And get back to the regular Yankee conversation.
Sure.
But right now, I think you need to pivot to something a little different and just appreciate what you got here.
Well, Don, here's the difference. They're not going to.
Right. I'm talking to the wall.
For example, what about Javier?
Oh, yeah. In the Bronx. You're on ESPN New York. What do you got, Javi?
Hey, what's going on, Don? What's going on, brother? Here's what. By the way, I agree with you. A week ago, there's 2 points I want to make. The first one is I do agree with you. I believe that last week you were mentioning how you don't believe the Yankees are going to make a big move, a big splash, because that's not their way of thinking anymore. They're content with just going to the playoffs, and eventually we're going to run into one. I really believe that there's a chance that Aaron Judge may retire without a ring. I really do believe that. I think they're happy just competing and being in the dogfight, and eventually they'll run into one. With that said,
yeah,
I believe that from a fan standpoint, from a fan's point of view, what you're telling me is this: I am dating the hottest girl in town, right? The hottest
I love
girl,
these. Yes,
the
more
girl
dating.
that everyone wants, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I am dating the hottest girl in town. I can only get to second base. I haven't got to home plate. I can only get to second base. What you're telling me is, hey, man, don't complain. You're dating the hottest girl in town. If you get to second base, it's further than any of us has ever gotten. And I'm complaining to you, being my friend, like, man, I want to get to home plate. You're telling me, no, don't complain. Listen, you've gotten further than any of us have ever dreamed of getting with this hot girl.
That's
I
right.
agree with that, Don.
But you can't because you're complaining to a guy who's dating someone who he's not sure whether it's a man or a woman with 3 teeth. And that's what Mets fans are. The other fan base here, Don. They're walking around. No, it's a paper bag with lipstick on it and a tooth sticking out, saying, and you're saying, oh, but I want to hit the home run with Kylie Jenner.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry. What do you want Don to say? He's married to a mop.
Right. Or a real doll.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Javi, here's the analogy that I've been using that I really enjoy is the American Pie one, where it was good. Kevin's complaining that it's nothing but triples with Tara Reid. He wants a home run, and meanwhile, all of his other buddies couldn't get the first base, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" Right?
But you have to think about everyone's situation specifically. So how you can't expect, and the truth of the matter is, most people in the league
they don't hold to that standard.
That most of them are married to a mop. Most of us, most of our teams. It's a mop with eyes. And the Yankees are with Kylie Jenner, but she's like still not fully over Timothy Chalamet. Oh, she still complains about Chalamet. And you go, complains about Chalamet?
No.
Oh, I'm having sex with a mop.
Did you see that dress you wore to dinner the other night?
Oh, I mean, like,
she could do better than that.
Come on, let the world see the cleavage a little bit, will you?
Come on.
I mean, your sister owns Skims, for God's sake. Wear something. And you're going, Skims? There's a broom handle. There are no Skims. I think people could get it. I think Yankee fans they're choosing to be obstinate.
No, but I think they're just looking at it. No, there's Don, the Met fan. You know, he doesn't get it because he roots for a garbage team. But you probably root for another garbage team. Because if you're a Yankee fan, you probably are a Giant fan. What have they been for the last decade? All right, the Knicks won a championship, but what were the Knicks 50 years before that championship? What have the Jets been? What have the Islanders been? Heck, I'm doing devil games. I'll tell you that they haven't won a playoff series. They've won one playoff series in the last 14 years. Like, so you could pivot to the other sport, and it's like you can relate, but here you won't relate. You refuse to relate.
And meanwhile, the Mets, all they can do is relate to themselves.
Nah.
I can relate.
But they won today. They got lucky today, a 3-2 win in Game 1 of the doubleheader. We got lots to get to. Coming up, we've got Joe Shane Sound. He spoke today at Giants camp. I've got my list at 4:30. Should be a lot of fun. We've got ENN at 6 o'clock, and then we're going to take you right up till 7 o'clock. So we got another 3 hours of Don Hahn
like your
Rosenberg
dream
here on ESPN New York.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson. What's up, Knicks fans? This is Josh Hart.
Knicks fans, it's Mikal Bridges, and this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you got to do? You got to go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See them in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge, or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off and to wear a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
The New York Red Bulls take on the Orlando City SC this Saturday, August 1st at Sports Illustrated Stadium with kickoff set for 7:30. Celebrate Hometown Heroes Night with Red Bull New York and be among the first 10,000 fans for an exclusive beach towel giveaway. For your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets, enter now at ESPNNewYork.com or through the ESPN New York app. Don't miss Julian Hall, Antoine Griezmann, and the Red Bulls host Orlando City SC Saturday, August 1st. Secure your seats at NewYorkRedBulls.com. Joe Schoen spoke today, Peter, at Giants camp. And here's what he had to say. Joe talking about his recent contract extension.
Again, very thankful to the Mariners and the Tisch family for the extension, and again, just it's been a little bit of a whirlwind off season with the coaching change, and just it all happened so fast. So again, just grateful and looking forward to the season.
All right, what are your expectations for this upcoming season?
It's all going to come together. It's hard to tell now. I'm happy where we were this spring. Again, I like the staff. I like the guys that are out there. But we got to go out and do it. Again, I feel like I say this a lot, but how are we going to react when we're down 7? How are we going to react when we're up 14? Or you have a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter? How are you going to react? Can you finish games? So those are all things that we got to see how we're going to come together as a group, and are we going to be able to finish those games? But again, I like the nucleus that we have, the coaching staff, and again, excited to see how it all comes together.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Peter.
No. You didn't. I was just ad-libbing.
I also want to say hello and thank the 880 audience for joining us after the Mets 3-2 victory in Game 1 of their doubleheader.
Welcome
with the Braves.
Ray Rowe
with you.
Oh, wait, hold on. Is this is for people who still listen on 880?
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. We appreciate it.
Joe Schoen asked about Skattebo's rehab.
He's good to go. I'm sure you guys saw the video. But yeah, he's been busting his tail.
Oh, yeah, I
bet.
bet.
A little bit about how good of his rehab's been, that he's able to not land it and still be okay. So, yeah, he'll be out here. He'll be ready to go today, and he'll be doing everything.
I think everybody collectively has just decided to just make it out to be just one of those funny things that happen.
Yeah, like this is what you're talking about. Damn it, I just lost it.
Oh.
It was sitting right here, right in front of me, and then I lost it. I'm sorry.
That's it.
I want to do a backflip.
Don't want to be too negative now. I think backflips are good.
I want to do a backflip.
There's more to the Joe Schoen, by the way, not just that quote.
How about them Cowboys?
There's more just...
Yeah, he says, did you have conversations with Skattebo about his backflip?
Yeah, we have, but again, he's a young man that's still getting used to the spotlight, and in New York City, and you got to be conscious of your actions, not only from a health standpoint, but a perception standpoint.
There you go.
He knows, I'd rather him not do that.
There you go.
Especially this close to camp, but also a testament to how good of a job our training staff did and medical staff did in terms of getting him back and ready to go here as we start camp.
I want to do a backflip. He did it. That's it. Perfect. Thank you. Just saying, and we like, Don and I are very close with Joe Schoen. We spent a good 40 minutes talking to him.
We did.
4 years ago.
That's not a lie.
It was like 4 years ago. We spent a lot of time with him, and that is the adult talking. That's all I want. You don't have to berate him. It's not the end of the world. I don't want to speak for you, Don, but I think we just felt like every person who got asked about it was just like, ho, 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 ho. And it was just nice to have someone say, hey, he's learning. We don't want him to do stuff like that, but hey.
I always give this as an example when Buck Showalter went after the ball player, as you used to call him.
Starling Marte?
Starling Marte.
Yeah.
When he got thrown out trying to steal with 2 outs. It was a bad situation, and he complimented the player by saying, I love his aggressiveness. We love that.
We love that. We love that about him.
And he knows never to do that again. So just say whatever you have to say to be politically correct, but at least throw something in there that lets the world know you're not happy about it.
That's it.
And I think Joe Schoen did that, so good job. How did he find out about the backflip?
Yeah, I was on vacation with a couple families and friends that are also in the NFL and personnel department, and we were out to dinner when it was brought to my attention.
And so what your first reaction is, I mean, is it like, one of your kids who does something and you're like, oh, she's good?
Yeah, I think Harb said, if you're going to do it, at least land it, So.
Harbs.
No.
Harb said it? We're going Harb now.
Right. Harb.
We're reaching a little bit. It's all right. We got to try.
I'm not a fan, as you know.
No, you're not a nickname guy.
Harb.
I mean, Harb is just, what are we doing?
Well, when the man saves your job, I guess you can give him a nickname.
Well, listen, God. How about whatever?
Just call him God.
But he won a championship.
I don't. Harbaugh did win, and he's been a coach forever. But still, I don't know. It just doesn't land Harb.
No, Harb's not.
I think it's Harbs.
Even worse. It's a tough nickname, no question about it. Let's just be honest. Speaking of which, did you see my complaining tweet where I wasn't able to find your at Jacob, and so I couldn't at you?
That's all right. That's all right.
Did you find the clip, or you just didn't bother?
I'm looking for it now.
No,
since the show started, I'm looking for it.
Don, someone put it on the show yesterday. I had a huge flub, and I was like, "Oh, that's got to be a drop," and it still didn't make the end of the show.
I chopped it up. The problem was it wasn't a clean cut.
It wasn't?
No, it was. I think Anthony talking towards the end of it. So when you said I love the show,
said people who love the show, they love the show. It was yes. I know it was messy, but it still felt like.
Well,
it felt like, damn, well, hey, my point is just if Don had flatulence yesterday, it would have been turned into a song that we played at 6 o'clock.
Well, what happens with me with drops, Peter, is I'm like every other team. But with your drops, you're like the New York Yankees. I just wasn't clean. Wasn't clean enough to be a drop.
You know what else it is, Peter?
Oh, no.
You're a tremendous teammate.
Right.
Whenever you hear Don or Alan say something funny,
you lay out.
You say that's a drop.
That too. I lay out.
I never hear them say anything that you say is funny.
Well, right now Alan's not here, so I can't get on him.
No,
you're right,
we get on Don at this very moment.
And Don, but Don can't do it from where he is. But you're saying generally they still don't do it.
I never hear it.
Because I will say that I'm going to defend here and throw you guys under the bus, Don. He is right that a lot of the drops that end up existing for you and Alan, I push the button and go, that's a drop, guys. So I do have an ear for it. I sort of am the man who, I don't want to say I invented the drop on this show, but took drops to the next level on this show.
You definitely did.
I have an ear for it, and so I tried.
You injected it with PEDs.
That's what it was. The Peter EDs. Peter erectile dysfunction. That's what I injected.
All right.
I mean, also going back finding stuff, I just found these 2 drops.
Oh. What's the line of freak? I mean, listen, you have 3.5 inches or so on me.
So I'll have a couple more.
There you go. And see, when you're looking for things, you find things.
I think you explained very well, Peter, why you're behind in drops, but not to the fact that they're almost non-existent. There's no excuse for that.
I know. It's tough, right?
So, and we found out that Joe Shane vacations with other NFL executives, which is so typical, right? He looks like somebody that would vacation with NFL executives. He's not letting his hair down outside the tight-knit community. He doesn't have an old friend from high school that chugs beer and balances books for like a restaurant. He's with other NFL executives. Joe Shane on let's see if I can get this right. What are Neighbors' chances of playing week 1?
Yeah, we're going to see. Again, this is day 1 here. We've got a really good plan for him. The medical staff has a really good plan for him, and we're going to always say listen to the patient. So we're going to see how he reacts, and we got a good plan in place. So as long as everything goes as planned, we'll listen to Malik and his body, and again, hopefully he'll be ready, and we'll see how it plays out. But no predictions right now, just because we have a long way to go still in a lot of camp.
Long way to say I don't know, and that's fair because I don't think anybody really knows. Harb spoke.
Oh, I got to hear from Harbs.
John Harbaugh on Neighbors.
It was great. Yeah, you saw him. He looked good, and got a process going, right? And so he looked good.
And what's next for your wide receiver?
Yeah, next will be what will be tomorrow, and we'll see where he's at. That part of it will be how it feels, how it responds, how it reacts, all those things. I think that our guys, our trainers and staff will be monitoring, see how the knee responds more than anything. But, we'll just take it one day at a time. But it was encouraging today.
Peter Jackson Dart spoke.
Oh.
He's the man.
Okay.
His early impressions of Harbs.
I love Harbs. His intensity, his love for the game, his leadership. There's a lot of things that stand out as to why he's been so successful in this league, and all of us are just focused on buying in and taking the necessary steps for all of us to grow each and every day. And just super pumped for right now and continuing to move forward with him. He's doing a great job.
No, Peter, no.
What? What?
Oh, now Giant players are calling him Harbs.
Yeah, no, it's
Jet
happening.
players are calling Glenn AG.
Well, so now don't you feel? Now I'm going to give you a chance. Doesn't it almost make you want to go back on AG?
I love Harbs.
Oh,
No,
boy.
It makes me want to double down. I hate it.
But Harbs, it's so much worse than AG, dude.
Oh, listen, the AGs, it's almost like they're genuflecting in front of the coach. I have no issue, which is worse. Harbs is worse. That's not even trying. Harbs. That's like calling you Rosie.
People do call me Rosie, though.
Which they're lazy and lack creativity.
And something bad should happen to them.
It happened on this show. No one said a thing about it.
No.
What? Who?
Raekwon.
Rosie was good.
No one. No one said, excuse me. Address him by his correct name.
My coach called me Rosie.
I was just
Guest of show that called in.
I'm very aware of the lyrics that he's involved in. I was just happy we got out of Dodge clean during that interview.
That's a good point by Don.
So Rosie wasn't
the worst.
Listen,
the highest concern.
It's my thing. It's my pet peeve. I'm not ripping anybody for it. I don't like it, and I could stand alone on it. Calling John Harbaugh Harbs. Listen, it's one thing when Boone calls everybody by nick, but when the manager does it for the players, it's different players with and I'm sure Harbaugh has no problem with it. He doesn't have any problem with his running back doing backflips. I'm not used to this. I don't like it.
You're struggling with
me.
And you're struggling with
no, that's a great way to describe it.
But all I'm saying to you is, you don't feel much better about AG than you do Harbs.
But
come on, Don.
No, listen, it's not grading. AG sounds fine.
Okay, good.
Right? Like, there's nothing wrong with the only thing I don't like about AG is Aaron Glenn. It's not that difficult a name to say. We don't need to be shortening it. That's a little ridiculous. But the pivot is fine. I'm fine with that. I don't like the pivot. I just don't like doing that. But it's not a bad one. Harbs is bad.
I love Harbs.
I don't like doing it. And now
like
that it's done, grading it, I grade it poorly. Harbs? Would you want to be called Harbs?
I wonder if Harbs has been a thing for Harbs.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'd have to ask
Harbs.
Bart Scott.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever call him Harbs? Text him.
I saw I forget which reporter said it, but there was a person that was inside the Ravens or a player that was formerly of the Ravens that was under John Harbaugh. In the quote, it said they're going to love Harbs. This is not just a Giant thing. This is
he's been
players around the league call him Harbs.
Clearly, it's not a Giant thing because the Jets do it, and it's probably a thing. And why can't there be a thing in the world that I'm not on board with?
Listen, I think you should fight this tooth and nail. Before you even get to the football, let's just start with the nicknames. Problem.
Right. But it feels like the movie 300. Like I'm going.
You're
billion soldiers.
In sports, forget it. I mean, and also like, come on, dude. In hockey, everyone's adding Y to everybody's name. Everybody's got a nickname.
It's a sports thing, right? Because they do it everywhere.
It's a big sports thing.
No, but I always got. But if somebody's got a very difficult name, then I get it. But even then, like,
it's a term of endearment, though. That's all it is.
You're trying too hard, bro. Term of endearment. You just met the man. Honestly, what terms of it? If I knew you for 30 years and all of a sudden I threw out a Rosie,
that'd be even weirder.
I've known the guy forever. Like, let him go, you know. But you just met these people. And you throw. I don't like it, but obviously the guys that are being called these things don't mind. So I don't have a kick coming. I'm just expressing the fact that I'm not on board. I'm not a fan. I don't like it.
Well, because I respect you as a man, I hear what you're saying loud and clear.
And the people that change their names, the people that shorten their names, the people that go by nickname. Yeah, look, we just had him on Monday. Bob Wischusen. Not the easiest name to say.
No.
He's never thought of changing it. Nobody calls him Shoesy. If I started walking, hey Shoesy, I'd want him to punch me right in the nose. It wouldn't even occur to me to do that.
To call him Shoesy. Yeah, I guess
you did it yesterday with our guest.
Chatty?
No, with the
shoes.
Yeah, you called him.
Yeah, I call Shoemaker Shoes sometimes.
Shoemaker. It's not hard, man.
But that's a long name. Shoemaker.
Shoemaker. Oh my God, 3 syllables. I'm surprised you didn't have a stroke.
Cutting down to 1 is a big deal. It saves.
No, I don't. Listen. What was that? What was that? The ill-fated movie? Because I don't think it did a thing.
Oh, no.
The Eddie Murphy movie, where like something with like he only had so many words to say in his life. What was it? Do you remember that one? You probably don't because it wasn't.
No, it sounds like, was it in the era of just some tough movies?
It was after, Distinguished Gentleman and Boomerang. This was like late 90s, early 2000s.
Post Nutty Professor?
Post Nutty Professor, yes.
Post Norbit?
Yes.
Wow.
You don't remember?
No. Limited Post Bowfinger?
Now it's going to bother me. I got to look it up. You have no recollection of this. It was like every word he said, it was like a leaf falling from the tree.
That was I think it was like 1,000 words or something like that. It's something close to that.
It's. I'll tell you what. Ill-fated was the right thing because I know a lot of Eddie stuff and I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm saying we're not talking about nobody here.
That's Eddie Murphy to you and me.
But now I want to, because you probably are not. You're not going to hear it.
It was called 1,000 Words. It came out 2012.
So nothing.
I got nothing. I absolutely.
Well, you remember Tower Heist, right?
Sure.
So it's a little less than that, I guess. Trying to get the synopsis, see if anything.
This movie doesn't sound
the truth.
All right.
On a deal with a spiritual guru, literal agent Jack McCall finds a Bodhi tree on his property. Its appearance holds a valuable lesson on the consequences of every word.
Is it any good?
It was. It's.
All right. So why are we talking about it again?
Because he only had 1,000 words.
Oh no, Don's running out of.
Oh no.
I watch you in the screen.
Okay. Did you see the face I just made?
Yes, I see the face. I see you talking. I feel like you're talking behind my back, under my nose.
Well, unfortunately, what happened for you was
it's one of the very strange.
No, it's not what you
things that go on. Like that, you could actually be talking behind somebody's back,
to
right
their
in
face,
front of their face.
But no, you disappeared there.
Yeah, so this happens.
Don't overstate it.
Once a week when you're home, or every other time you're home.
Yeah,
there'll be a time where you'll be talking. And then for 5 seconds, you disappear.
Right.
Your mouth is moving. Nothing's happening. You don't disconnect. And then 5 seconds later, you're back. That's what happened.
Only once. It only happened once. I think we can survive it. You generally sound good. But in that moment, I'm just sitting here.
It's concerning because...
It's concerning, and I'm here, and then I start talking to my
friends.
friend.
But just put yourself in my shoes. I'm talking about something.
Utter disrespect.
I don't call you
And then
shoes.
all of a sudden, I see Peter make a face, and I could see he's in the talkback talking to Jacob and Anthony, and I know it's about me.
But it would never be. Hold on. Do you think I'm literally like pushing this button and going, will this fat moron ever shut up?
No, not fat moron ever shut up, but maybe can he get to his point?
No.
Is this making any sense to you? Because this is what stupid movie is he talking about now? Can we just get back to the Giant sound?
That you know me, desperate to get back to the Giant sound. That's what they call me, Peter. Desperate to get back to the Giant sound.
You actually just dropped the whole JetBlue thing yesterday to avoid having to do jet sound for a second.
That's exactly right. Think about how long we spent on this.
Well, it's people care about Giant sound.
No,
now we
should
know
do it.
that he's known as Harbs.
Ugh.
And they know nothing about Neighbors. Zero.
Well, but there's clips here about Neighbors. Do we play Harbs on Neighbors?
We did, but also he did practice, and you could see the videos. SNY Giants does a great job of posting it. Like he's doing
physically
things.
moving.
But the questions, and we played the sound, and you could tell Peter wasn't into it.
No, I don't know what. I think he was talking to us.
Yeah, I was talking
to he's like, hot dog. Will he be ready week 1? They don't know.
Well, okay. Sure, I did hear that.
It is the first day of camp, so
yeah, he is with us. Okay, he's on the field, so there's good news around him. But the question was thrown at Shane and also Harbs whether he'd be ready for the Cowboy game, and nobody seems to.
But
know.
Isn't that question even being asked a good thing based on what our expectations were?
People thought he was going to start on PUP, and that didn't happen.
Exactly. We were at PUP. We were at week 8, like week 7.
Oh, yeah. No, listen, this is
good. So it sounds good.
Yeah, and I guess listen, we've got a whole training camp and 3 preseason. There's a long way to go before that game.
I have a
against
question.
The Dallas Cowboys.
I have a question.
I'm listening.
I have a question. Who do we see first, Malik Neighbors or Aaron Judge? Giants play on the 13th of September.
No, Judge, 1,000%.
How do you know?
I feel very confident we have him. You know why? Because I feel it.
I can feel it all the way down in my plum.
Fair.
He'll be. I think he will be back within a couple of weeks.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
I'm with Peter. I'm not 100% confident, but I feel because he's healing.
Do you feel it in your plums?
That's where I lack it.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
I lack it in the plums. So that's but if I had to answer, was that clean? Was it clean?
I don't know. You knew that was going.
Oh yeah, we're keeping that. It's vaulted.
But I if I have to answer, which I had to, that I think he will be back before Neighbors. I don't think Neighbors is going to play week 1. I think he's going to be.
No, I think it'll be better than the worst case we were talking about, and worse than the best case. How about that? So yeah, we're week 3, week 4, something like that.
And I don't. How about this?
Go ahead.
Who has a bigger game? Not the most attractive game, because Giants Cowboys is way more attractive than Jets Titans. But isn't Jets Titans bigger for the Jets than Giants Cowboys is for the Giants?
Say it again.
That could be a topic of conversation.
I still think
is what bigger than what?
You know what I'm going to do, because I'm looking at the clock here.
It's 22.
I've got a list coming up.
All right.
And I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be fun. And then we'll revisit this.
But ask the question one more time
later
for the people. And by the people, I mean
set it up.
Whose week 1 matters more, the Giants or the Jets?
All right, thank you, Anthony.
No,
I was trying. I'm trying to help.
But the Giants have the Cowgirls. Who do the
Titans.
The Titans.
Also referenced by.
Shut up. And I saw the quotes we see moving around. Okay. And that's come on.
That's from Fireman Ed to you.
Yeah, you know what? Don't even get me started on this Titans Jets game having some big meaning. By the way.
Okay, well, you've answered it already.
It smells like a Friday morning at 10:45.
Well, let me tell you something,
on
Peter.
Zoom.
You're not gonna
That's the network. It's on Zoom.
We're gonna get Garrett Wilson sound later. You'll be interested in what he has to say.
I can't wait. Yeah, here's what it sounds like. This is Titans Jets. It's 10:45 on a Friday. You just opened up a Zoom meeting, and that's where they're playing it, and then the game kicks off.
Right.
That's Titans Jets.
If the Jets Titans is a Zoom meeting at 10:25, then Peter would have missed it like he missed the 10:25 Zoom meeting today.
I cannot believe what you just did.
Oh yeah.
Don't you know?
Wow.
Can you believe what he did?
That's I don't even know. I don't know how he comes back.
I don't even know what to say.
Well,
we've got a break to figure it out.
Listen, I was on First Take. What do you want me to do?
Listen, I'm just telling you.
Let the boy walk.
We wanted him to. I sent him the link.
But I wasn't able to watch.
Hey, it was just an observation.
It was
we'll have
sitting
more
right
on
there
this
for you.
coming up later on in the 4 o'clock hour, but the list is next on Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Do you know Sven?
I do. Yes, Sven Butenschon.
Nice.
You know him? He was on my team. Yes, Sven Butenschon.
Well, that's how you talk to Sven Butenschon.
Not recently, but he's my buddy when we played here.
So if you saw him walking down the street, you'd be like, Sven, it's me, Rick.
Yes. Big hug.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what became of Sven?
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Orgavada Zona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Hey, Yankees fans! Join us at Yankee Stadium on Friday, August 21st, as the Yankees take on the Toronto Blue Jays. And don't miss Cody Bellinger Bobblehead Night, presented by T-Mobile. The first 18,000 guests through the gates will take home an exclusive Cody Bellinger bobblehead. Get here early, grab the giveaway, and cheer on the Bronx Bombers. Tickets are available now at yankees.com/tickets.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin modern windows and doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You push yourself in everything you do, scanning headlines for insights, keeping an eye on the market. Robinhood puts you in control of your money, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Mets split admission doubleheader today over at Citi Field. First game wrapped up not too long ago in Queens. Bumper-to-bumper ride on the Whitestone Expressway northbound, heading over to the Bronx-bound Whitestone Bridge. Packed there from the stadium and Northern Boulevard. BQE eastbound jammed in Brooklyn right before the Brooklyn Bridge. Crash in the right lane involving a yellow school bus. Solid slowdowns go back onto the inbound Gowanus. Best of it's the outbound George Westside Highway and Henry Hudson. Cross Bronx westbound, you're hitting the brakes there from White Plains Road on through. Inbound George in pretty good shape for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln Arena about 20 to 30 minutes. Outbound Hahn close to a half hour. This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com. A bent tire rod can quickly bring a drive to a halt. For the parts needed to get back on the road, visit RockAuto.com. Find a wide selection of quality parts at reliably low prices. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
You just made the list, buddy.
This is The List with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Brought to you by the Allure Group.
That's right. Thank you to the Allure Group for sponsoring our list today and every day that we do the list on Hump Day. I had a couple of different ideas that I've been batting around, but this one jumped at me. I don't know if you saw the story, and we don't have to really get into it at all, but we were just talking about the Jets-Titans game and Robert Saleh saying that they're going to kick their you-know-whats and all that. And I was like, you know what? He's being that guy. So I thought, how about the top 5 that guy coaches in New York history?
Did we talk about doing this?
I don't know if we did.
Okay. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Top 5, that guy, not just in New York.
No, New York.
Oh, just New York. All right.
You like it?
I love it.
Oh, cool.
Top 5, that guy coaches in New York history.
And they could be that guy for a myriad of reasons, but they're that guy.
Head coaches, you're talking.
Oh, yeah, head coaches, managers.
Head coaches and managers. That's important, right? Is there an obvious number 1 with a bullet?
I wouldn't say it's an obvious number 1. It's all in the eye of the beholder. I do have them in order 1 through 5 or 5 through 1. But I wouldn't say that number 1 is a lock, but I was pretty comfortable making it a number.
Now, do you love any of them, but they are that guy?
Oh, I honestly, I like all of them. I know a few of them. I think they were all really good head coaches and managers, but they were that guy. And I'll be able to articulate that, or you might even be able to when you hear their names. But to me, they're clearly that guy.
What's the sport breakdown?
Sport breakdown. We have 2 hockey, 2 baseball, and a football.
2 hockey, 2 baseball, and a football.
One of them I don't believe you'll get. I'm not sure you'll get number 1, but you'll agree.
You're not sure I'll get number. Okay. I'm thinking for a second. Well, the hockey ones, will I be I'll be surprised by or no?
No, one you may not think of it, but you'll be like, oh yeah. And the other one maybe you won't know that he was that guy.
How about Torts? Was Torts that guy?
Yeah, Torts I got at number 4.
Yeah.
Now, you know how I feel about Torts.
You
I
love
Torts, but he's that guy.
Right, that's what I thought.
Not talking to the media, losing a draft pick because he's not talking to the media.
Hard to argue.
There were players he didn't get along with. He just stood his ground, and he was that guy. That guy does not mean bad guy.
It means that guy.
I know when we do that guy Thursday, it kind of usually is a bad guy or somebody did a bad thing. But sometimes, listen, I love John Tortorella, but I think he would even describe himself as that guy. And I got it at number 4. So good job, Peter.
Will I get the other hockey one? That's the question.
No, I don't think you will. But when you hear it, you know him. Somewhat old school, but in your wheelhouse. He's head coach everywhere. I mean, almost everywhere, including New York, where he was very successful.
In New York, he was very successful.
Oh yeah. Does heave-ho 2 in a row mean anything to you?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Is this before my time?
No, I don't think so. No.
Really?
No.
Barely before mine.
Barely before?
Yeah, he definitely coached in your wheelhouse, and you definitely have heard of him. But you may not be aware
that he's that guy. All right, give it to me.
And it's number 5. It's Mike Keenan.
Okay. I didn't know Mike Keenan's that guy.
I'll give you an example where Mike Keenan's a bad guy. Not a bad guy. I'm sorry. That guy. He benched Dave Maloney in the old-time game, in the alumni game at Citizens Bank for the outdoor game, for the Winter Classic.
Okay.
I mean, he benched Brian Leach, trying to make an example of it. He one time, I forget the player's name, but it wasn't with the Rangers. This might be an urban legend, but this is something that's gone around about Mike Keenan. I think it was when he was in St. Louis. He asked the player for his dad's phone number.
Oh, boy.
He said, why? Because I want to see if he was as weak as you were.
Oh, boy.
If you got it from your dad. He was that guy.
I mean, that is the definition.
He motivated in strange ways. And listen, this is a guy that wins the Stanley Cup. Heave-ho 2 in a row. And heave-ho 2 in a row, he found the loophole in his contract and was able to get out of it. And what was it, right to St. Louis, right, Anthony? Was where he ended up coaching after he won the Cup with the Rangers. So Mike Keenan was definitely that guy. Some may say bad guy. I'll just say that guy.
My first ever hockey game was very confusing because I grew up watching the 94 Rangers video, and my first game was Rangers-Panthers. Mike Keenan was the coach of the Panthers. Pavel Bure was a Ranger. I was very confused.
Very confused.
And sports can be tough like that.
Yeah, it does twist you around a little bit. So, all right, so you got 4 and 5 out of the way, and you got the 2 hockey out of the way. So you've got 2 baseball and a football. And we've had one of them is I wouldn't say a friend of the show, but he's been on the show quite a bit. Both the 2 of them have, and then one is no longer with us.
One is no longer with us.
Yes.
I mean, Buck Showalter's not that guy.
No. Well, he's also not dead.
Well, no, I didn't mean as the dead one. Oh, my God. I didn't mean as the... Why did you just go right to the dead one?
Buck's not that guy. Buck's the opposite of that.
Yeah, I feel like he's the opposite of that guy. It would be a bad job if you said that.
Yes.
Girardi's not that guy.
No.
Billy Martin?
Billy Martin, I have him number 1.
A number 1 for Billy Martin.
Yeah, now listen, George was also that guy.
Well, I mean, he made the foundation of that guy.
Billy was nuts. I mean, it's almost like not even fair to say that guy, but he was definitely that guy, whether it was getting into it with Reggie Jackson, also a crazy, wacky motivator. Even though he shouldn't have been fired as many times as he was because George was that guy, Billy at times definitely deserved to be that guy. Crazy stories, but an excellent manager. I've got Billy Martin, number 1, that guy.
All right.
So you're doing very well, Peter. So the other 2, I'll tell you what, you may not know this, but both of these guys left on the list were weeklies at one time on the Michael Kay Show.
Is that true?
That is true.
Both of these guys were weeklies on the Michael Kay, but before me.
Before you.
But both
yes.
before me. One's baseball, one's football.
Yes, and the baseball one, you may have heard stories of him being a weekly.
Bill,
it was an odd weekly.
Give me Bill Parcells.
Not Bill Parcells.
No, but is there a case to be made that he's that guy?
Yeah, you can make that case.
I think you can. I think you could present a Bill Parcells as that guy case.
You could. And but who you taking out? But let's round it out.
Oh, give me. Oh, but you said before my time, so it's not one of the terrible Jets weeklies. It's not Adam Gase or anything like that.
You're close.
I'm sniffing around.
Well, same.
You going Rex?
Rex Ryan.
Wow, Rex as that guy.
Now,
interesting.
Well, because God, he predicted the Jets to win the Super Bowl before the draft. Like he couldn't help himself. All the thing that the comments some of it was whether it's giving the finger to the Miami crowd, predicting to win the Super Bowl. If you remember when he was with the Bills, and the IK when he picked up IK and then have him be the captain when he played it. Like, he was that guy, but I mean it in the positive way. Like, not a bad guy at all, but he was that guy. He would always say or do something to kind of stir the pot. To me, I think of that guy. I think of Rex. Almost made him number 1 because it was just the story after story after story. He was definitely that guy.
You know what? I don't hate that as a take. It's totally reasonable. So that means what's remaining is 1 baseball?
Yes. He was a weekly, but not while he was managing in New York. That's what made him an odd weekly.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Oh, I heard the story of when you had someone, they were somewhere else. Was he in Philly?
No,
he's in Boston.
Yes.
Whom I forget. Who is it again? And we went to
Bobby Valentine.
Bobby Valentine. You know what? I threw Bobby Valentine at your list of yours a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Bobby
Member of Mets turned Yankees or Yankees turned Mets, whatever the hell we were doing.
Yeah, he
or Mets turned Red Sox.
He, obviously with the going incognito after he got thrown out of a game, he thought he had these genius tendencies sometimes, like he invented the sport. Again, I mean it in a very affectionate way because I think for the most part he was usually harmless, but he definitely always felt like that guy. Bobby Valentine have at number 3 as the Mets manager. So at number 5, I've got Mike Keenan. Number 4, John Tortorella. Number 3, Bobby Valentine. Number 2, Rex Ryan. And number 1, Billy Martin. The reason I went with that guy, like I was trying to come up with different words to describe like just the offbeat kind of quirky head coach manager, and I thought that guy was a good example of it. I don't know how it's going to live on social media, Peter, because I don't think everybody has the exact same definition for that guy, and I definitely do not mean it as a pejorative term, but it could be looked upon as that. So I don't know how that's going to live on social media, but I think the way that we described it in time, I'm pretty happy with the list. What do you think?
I'm very satisfied. I wonder if anyone has an issue with it.
I think the people that have issue with it might be not completely understanding how we view that guy. Like, I don't really think it's that negative, so I don't mean it to be negative. Another guy that I thought of and didn't put on the list was Jason Kidd.
Was Kidd that guy?
Yeah, I felt he was. Remember with the one moment where he pretended to spill the
ice
soda,
cup, yeah, have
to
the
get
play
the
run into him
timeout, and certainly the way he left Brooklyn. It just he had a little that guy tendency. I just didn't think enough to be able to take anybody out of this list. But Bill Parcells is not a bad one either. He had his wacky things, the way he called out players and how he dealt with the media and all that. But overall, I think people, I wouldn't view him on the list the way I do these guys. But this is the list. It's just that guy is a very difficult thing sometimes to describe. But we'll see how it lives on social media. But who cares?
I love what you've done.
All right.
I think you should be proud of it, and your family should be proud.
And, yeah, I am very proud of that, and so is the Allure Group. That was the list brought to you by the Allure Group where care meets compassion. Okay, we're going to go through this again, Peter. When we come back, we've got some jet sound. But I'm going to ask Peter, and I think he's already kind of hinted
I think so.
at his answer. But if I have a chance to sway him or think about it in a different way, he might change his answer. Which is the bigger game for their team? Is it a bigger game for the Giants against the Cowboys week 1 or a bigger game for the Jets against the Titans week 1? It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Take you up until 7 o'clock here on ESPN New York.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Did you get your windshield fixed? No, this is a big process. I was scared that the whole thing was just going to shatter inwards. Right. And then I'd be cut with glass. I'd drive off the bridge. I'd be a news story. It's not funny. Why is this funny?
So if that were to happen, God forbid, why wouldn't you just stop the vehicle?
No, you keep going.
Hang a left turn 90 degrees and off the bridge we
go.
Do
you understand what shards of glass would do?
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If that did happen, I would tell people that's how he would have wanted to go.
That's not how I want to go.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Protecting your home inside and out.
This is the Michael K. Show.
I think that when you watch a team every single day, I think we get more of a harsh perspective because teams that are having quote-unquote good years, the injury-decimated Yankees play those teams, and they seem to handle them quite well. Maybe things are not as bad as we all think they are because we're watching them every single day.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. Plus, another study found Amazon Prescription Pass customers pay nearly 1/3 less out of pocket. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
There you were, surrounded by fans. Everybody remembers the game. Nobody remembers the guy coughing behind you. Till a few days later, at 2 a.m., you wake up with a fever and your throat's on fire. Now what? Urgent care? Closed. ER? Slammed. Telehealth? Maybe, but the pharmacy's closed. You needed a medical emergency kit. These aren't first aid kits. They contain essential prescriptions used for over 30 common conditions. Sinus and ear infection, UTIs, stomach bugs, traveler's diarrhea, and more on hand before you need them. Use your doctor-developed guidebook to select the right prescription or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's like an urgent care and drugstore at home. When you're sick, traveling, or stranded, you'll wish you'd ordered a medical emergency kit. Order online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
When you're vacationing in your RV, there are some things you can always count on. Laying out on a hammock, waking up to birds chirping, and board games with the family.
What? It's not cheating.
Frank, you're scaring the kids.
Oh, come on, guys. We're having fun. It's family time.
With Progressive, your RV is protected 24/7, so you're prepared for whatever you don't see coming.
Technically, it's a loophole.
It's a children's board game. You're a grown man, Frank.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
So I asked Peter earlier in the 4 o'clock hour, who's got a bigger game for themselves? The Jets at Tennessee to start the season, or the Giants home against the Cowboys? Now, Peter, I'm not asking you what's the more sexy game. One of them is primetime sexy. The other one is, COVID
Good
Tuesday.
Lord.
Yeah. But honestly, which team needs to win more in week 1, Jets or Giants?
Well, it depends what your expectation for each team is.
Well, I think
the Giants are supposed to legitimately take a step forward this year. They supposedly have a quarterback.
And you can make the case for the Jets, too. I mean, they went out and got Geno Smith because they thought he could help them win some games. They've got some talent. Clearly, they're not tanking. Otherwise, Geno Smith wouldn't be their quarterback. So I think, and you're hearing the Jet fans that are not the tanking crowd that are saying, maybe this team can win 6-7 games. Maybe be playing meaningful games. So you think it's the Giants just because the expectations are higher?
That's how I feel. I believe that we're playing some games about what the Jets can be, but the Jets are a team with some talent, no question, some talent on both sides of the ball, but they're bringing in a last chance saloon quarterback,
right?
To just try to put something together. I do not have the highest hopes for this team.
All right, I get that, So let me phrase it this way. If you want to win the most games possible and want to have a winning season, would you still say this is bigger for the Giants than it is for the Jets?
Yeah.
All right.
I think no matter how you cut it, that's how I see it.
Well, there's one big reason why I disagree.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I think the Cowboys are going to be good. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think the Cowboys are going to be a playoff team. And I would not be surprised if the Cowboys won the division. So that's a tough game for the Giants. Even an improved Giants team, even if a Giants team that's going to win 7, 8, maybe 9 games, I could see them losing to the Cowboys. Dak Prescott never loses to the Giants. That's always a tough spot for them, no matter what the season is. I'm not ready to throw things away if they lose to the Cowboys. I'll be disappointed because I hate the Cowboys, and I want things to be different, but I would not be surprised if they lost. The Jets, I think, are better than the Titans. And if you lose to the Titans, your next 3 games are home against the Packers, at the Lions, at the Bears. So in all likelihood, Peter, you lose to the Titans, you're 0-4. And then you've got the Browns at home in what you could make a case is an absolute must-win game. Otherwise, 0-5, Aaron Glenn's done.
So I like the
and
case.
Their season is over.
I like the case you're putting together.
Now, the Giants, after the Cowboy game, they're at the Rams. All right, you could be facing 0-2. People think the Rams are going to the Super Bowl. But then you're home against the Titans and home against the Cardinals. So even losing to those 2 teams to start, you still should be 2-2 to start the season.
I'm gonna do something that you brought up earlier was a good trait about Mad Dog. You got me. You're right there, Donnie. I wasn't looking at the schedule, and when you look at the schedule, you are correct, sir. Because the Jets, if they lose to the Titans, they are immediately 0-4. I just can't see them beating the Packers, Lions, or Bears. Honestly.
Yeah. And then
by the way, what a bizarre. Tell me, folks, when was the last time you saw out of the gate after your opener you play 3 opposite conference divisional games in a row?
I know.
That's very unusual.
All NFC North teams. Bing, bang, boom.
Not the division you want to be playing this year, particularly.
And the Browns are listen, the Browns aren't great, but it's a good defense.
Well, they're defensively, they're going to be different. There's no Myles Garrett. But still, it'll be interesting actually to see. Does losing Myles Garrett literally drop them like 12 spots? It is possible. He's that good. And
then the Giants are at the Commanders. So think about how big that game is going to be, and we're supposed to be doing a lot around that game. We'll have some information a little bit later on, but like at the Commanders, dude, the Giants will be 2-2. Now you're taking on your second divisional game, but already 0-1 in the division. All right, so but now here we are, week 5, Peter, having a conversation about tiebreakers and scenarios. Like that's what 2-2 would be for the Giants.
Don, that's actually not the Giants game. We're talking about doing lots of things around.
Okay,
the Giants Commies game. That's the first Giants Commies game. They play the second one November 12th on
That's
Prime.
the Thursday vehicle.
That's the pre-May. The pre-May Thursday vehicle. Like you dream of it.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
We might be doing a lot of things around the
who knows,
the week 5 game too. We're doing a lot of things around a lot of things. We got a lot of balls in the air. But it would just be nice, even if so think about that. Like the Giants could start 0-2, but I don't think there's reason to panic if you lose at home to the Cowboys and lose at the Rams. Say your season's over. Now, listen, they lose by a combined 95-3 in those 2 games. That's a different story. If you get the chocolate soft serve on opening night
in your pants,
then that could be an issue. But if you play well and just lose to better teams, which I think right now the Cowboys and Rams are better than the Giants, but then obviously you better beat the Titans and the Cardinals at home. But just to be set up for a possible divisional matchup in Washington, week 5 at 2-2, that's good. Jets, they got to win that Titan game, man. Packers come to the MetLife. There's going to be tons of Packer fans in that building. At the Lions, always difficult to play. At the Bears, I'm really bullish on the Bears. You're staring 0-4, and then where do you go?
Well, I will say this. It's not over for Glenn at 0-4 because they have to know 0-4 is on the table, right?
If they lose. Well, because they shouldn't be looking at 0-4 on the table if you got the Titans on week 1.
I know, but the thing is, that could be. Well, I hate to play this game, but this is what we do. What if you lose to the Titans and that's your worst game, and the rest are close games that you lose to better teams?
Listen, I'm a big advocate.
What does it look like?
Of what does it look like? But I just think that.
By the way, a game that everybody likes to play.
0-4. You're not dead because you could beat the Browns, and you go on a little bit of a run with some of the games that they have after 0-4.
A little bit of a toot.
But just the vibe of the prodigal son returning in Geno Smith, a lot of people wondering, can Aaron Glenn even coach after a 5-win season last year? And then you start 0-4. Then everything starts falling apart, right? And, yeah, you might be able to win some games, but it ends up being like a lot like last year. There were some games they won last year, but it didn't matter. The season was already over.
Well, you know why you won the argument a second time, Don? I'm giving you a rare second win when you already won. And this is just me being stupid and not thinking things through. Right. I mean, the fact that you have this brand new shiny head coach in Harbaugh, it takes complete pressure off this year. Of course, he wants to do well, but John Harbaugh could literally opening day, they cut to Harbaugh after the opening kickoff is returned 100 yards the other direction by the Cowboys, and then on the first play, Jackson Dart just stares at the wrong player, throws it to the wrong team. They're down 14-0 before you can blink. They cut to Harbaugh on the sideline. He's wearing white pants for some reason, which is crazy because it's after Labor Day.
Right.
And for some reason, when they show him on camera, he turns around to kind of show that he's angry, and you just see him outright defecate in his pants.
Right.
He's still safe.
Yes.
So that's what wins the argument for you. It's the AG of it all. It's the Aaron Glenn situation overall that changes everything. So you're right. Guess what? I punted, and it's a bad job by me.
And you know what? I mean, the way things are going with the Jets, if they were able to beat the Titans in Tennessee, Robert Saleh, the whole deal, there might be some energy going into that Packer game where it won't be all Packer fans in there. But if they lose to the Titans, it'll always be like the Jet fans are like, well, all right, we're done. We're going to lose the next 3 games. We check out at that point. It would take a lot to lose. It would take very little to lose them. And a loss on week 1. That's why I think it's a bigger game for the Jets. We have some Jet sound we're going to play. We've got ENN at 6. Take it up until 7 o'clock. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
The summer of soccer is heating up with Red Bull New York. Join the Red Bulls on Saturday, August 1st as they take on Orlando City SC at Sports Illustrated Stadium. It's Hometown Heroes Night, celebrating the first responders, community leaders, and everyday heroes who make a difference across our communities. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m., but the fun starts at 4 p.m. on the Boulevard with 3 hours of pregame entertainment. Get your tickets today at NewYorkRedBulls.com.
It's summertime, so why are you still living with pain? If you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or nerve pain, don't wait any longer. Call Dr. Jay Shaw at Soundwell Pain. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, no surgery, no long recovery, no relying on pain medication. Just non-surgical image-guided treatments that help you get your life back. With offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, and most major insurances are accepted. Help is close. Go to SoundwellPain.com. Feel better this summer, not someday.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Mets doubleheader in Queens. Second game, first pitch at 7:10. If you're getting a jump start at the Whitestone Bridge, just a little bit bunched up, heading across the Upper East River from the Bronx side. After that, expressway southbound packed. Your stop and go heading over to Citi Field and Northern Boulevard. Slow go on the BQE eastbound in Brooklyn. Just picked up that crash involving a yellow school bus by the Brooklyn Bridge. Still have heavy delays going back onto the inbound Gowanus. Best of it to the outbound George Henry Hudson. Second choice West Side Highway northbound. Delays there from the 90s. Inbound George looking good for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 15 to 20. Outbound Helena run you 20 to 30. This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com. A bent tire rod can quickly bring a drive to a halt. For the parts needed to get back on the road, visit RockAuto.com. Find a wide selection of quality parts at reliably low prices. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
Congratulations to the New York Knicks. They are the 2026 NBA champions. WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
5:01 to the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg until 7 o'clock. And then it's Mets baseball. Mets looking for their 4th straight win as they take on the Braves in Game 2 of a doubleheader at Citi Field. Allen continuing his vacation. He'll be back on Monday. We've got an E&N coming up at 6 o'clock. A big couple hours here with you. We've got Jet Sound, Peter. Jet Sound from
Jet
camp.
Sound, Peter. Got the Jet Sound.
And guess who's going to talk first? I'll give you 2 letters. AG.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Glenn.
Yay!
Feelings at the start of his 2nd training camp.
I feel good. I really do. There was a number of things this offseason that, now I told you guys this doing OTAs, that I want to improve on. And plus, not just improve, I thought some things that we did last year were good. I think we all need to improve when it comes to the processes that we had. But you start to learn different things going through your 2nd year. And to me, that's the most exciting thing that I'm thinking of right now. Is just some of the things that I want to implement with the team, some of the messaging I want to continue to implement, and just knowing that, man, if we could just keep that consistent, man, improvement comes behind that. So I'm looking forward to how guys react from this day forward going into training camp.
And, Peter, we can all relate to that, right? We've all had that first year on the job. I just went through it with the Devils this past season. You can go through it in your mind, how you could expect it to be, compare it to other experiences. You know, I had done the Rangers before and relate to that, but you are flying blind. You just never know how that first job is going to be because it's going to be different.
Yep.
It's a different team. It's a different experience altogether. He had been a defensive coordinator. He had been a player. He had never been a head coach. So I am sure of everything that he said. He's going to go in with the knowledge of that first season, and that is so important. Not having it, flying blind, and now having a whole year to know what you did right, what you did wrong, what you can now do differently. That's a wealth of experience that he has going into the year 2 that he had nothing like going into that.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. No matter what you think about Aaron Glenn, any human being who has just taken on a really high-level job and never done it, even if they stunk at the job, the fact that you understand all the little nooks and crannies, the pitfalls, the media, all the pieces of it, it's got to give you a better shot, Don. And there are a couple of games, not many, but there are a couple of Jets games in particular that stand out to me that I go, they could have won that game.
Yeah.
And you have to think you may be more likely to get those to fall your way in year 2. Just from simply being there.
And even in camp. Like, I know he got shown the ropes before camp opened last year. But still, you know, where the bathroom is, where his office is, who's this person, who's that person. You know, it took me with the Devils. It took me a couple of months to just get to know everybody's name, like right off the bat, like because you just knew. So those are all things he now doesn't have to worry about, right? Now everything is familiar to him, and now he can just focus on the football, and everything is on tape, so he can look back at the mistakes and all that. And I think it really is going to help him here in year 2. That's why you really have to be a colossal failure to get fired after 1 year, because I think everybody understands how difficult that first year always is. So I think judging him a little differently this year is probably fair. Rich Samini, our very own, had a question for AG.
All right.
This being your second camp, how might the messaging to the players, how might it be different than it was last year? And in what ways might this camp be different than last year?
Well, again, I'm going to keep that to myself when it comes to the messaging.
Perfect.
But I will tell you this, the messaging will be consistent. And I want the focus to be narrow for our players. And I think if we do that, right, it allows for everybody to improve.
Okay, whatever.
I mean, it's standard issue AG. That's AG to you and me.
Yeah, well, it's also standard issue.
Yeah.
Football coach, like everything's war, right? We got to keep it secret. I think all Rich was saying is, all right, what's your message to the team? And I can't imagine why that would be private. We're not asking for you to tell what the first play call is going to be against Tennessee, but I think they're all built that way. There's always a level of paranoia that comes into that, so that's not that big of a deal. It was like, when he said it, I kind of just rolled my eyes, like, all right, we're going to keep that in house, whatever. Glenn, what energizes you about calling the defense?
When there's an issue on defense, I can quickly fix it because I know the defense like the back of my hand, and that feels really, really good. That feels really good. And to be able to coach everybody from D-line, linebackers, DBs, to be able to be really specific, and this is what I'm looking for and this is how I want to go. And then the players responding to that and knowing exactly what that is. That feels really good to be able to do that. I've said this before, I miss doing that. And to be able to make the decision to say, listen, AG, you go out there and call it. It felt good today in practice. It felt really good today in practice. So I'm looking forward to the go forward. I'm looking forward to our players improving too. And I'm just talking about in general, offense, defense, and special teams. Again, everybody is excited. Competing and improving is where we're at right now.
Play call is my superpower, really.
Well, we now have the answer, the reason why he's being called AG, because he calls himself AG. So that's what we know where that stems from. I've been on record about this, and it always bothers me. These guys that are known for one thing, and it's about defense. The one thing I hope he learned, and he's being forced to call plays now by Woody, is that being a head coach means you got to be a master of everything. All right, it's great that you are a defensive mastermind and calling plays is your superpower and you know the defense like the back of your hand. Well, you know what? There's offense, there's special teams, there's decisions to make on the field. There's so much that goes into it than just being an expert on defense. And I just don't like it. I didn't like it with Rex. I didn't like it with Dable because on the offensive side of the ball, like you got to be a master of everything, Peter. Brian Billick always said that because we talked about this. Like I asked Billick, like how the hell are you, the offensive coordinator of one of the greatest offensive teams in the history of football, the 98 Minnesota Vikings, and you win a Super Bowl on a team that was all about defense? And he said, because when you're the head coach, it's about everything sometimes but football. It's dealing with the media, dealing with their families, dealing with this, that, and the other thing on the sidelines. Like you find out you don't have a chance to just be an expert on one side. You can't afford to be just an expert on one side. And it usually doesn't work, Peter, right? I mean, Rex did a great job getting the Jets to back-to-back championship games, but a lot of times his offense suffered because it was all about the defense. You saw him coaching the defense. Can you afford to do that nowadays, especially when it's all about the offense? And cultivating an aging quarterback and then eventually, Peter, cultivating a young draft pick quarterback. When all your mind is on calling defensive plays and worried about having the best defense in football.
It's such a great point, Don. Such a great point. Respectfully to all of your superpowers. Are the superpowers going to help what you have in front of you right now?
Yeah, so listen, everybody comes over as an expert of something, right? Bill Parcells was a former defensive guy. Fossil was a former offensive guy. Coffin was a former offensive guy, right? But eventually, you just got to. It's not about being a great defensive coach. He's a defensive mind, head coach. To the point when they get that good, you forget what their expertise was to begin with. Right. Like you couldn't help but remember Bill Belichick was a defensive coordinator. because he was so good at it with the Giants, right? But when he was coaching everything, right? To the point where Tom Brady goes from being like one of the last picks in the draft to being the greatest quarterback in football history under a defensive-minded coach. What was Pete Carroll's expertise? By the time you forgot that he was a defensive guy because he won so much and his offense was good with Wilson.
But they did. At least they were at least super known for defense still.
No, they were.
But you're right. Their offense let it go. I mean, Wilson aired it out.
But you just know him as a winning head coach.
Right. That's all that matters in the end.
All right, Garrett Wilson spoke his expectations for this year.
Let's see.
That's the reality of it. It is my fifth year, and I can't believe it. But like I just said, man, I have a feeling it's gonna be a special year. It's the fifth year. I'm excited to get another opportunity to do what I've always dreamed of, and just play some meaningful football and into the winter. And we got a special opportunity this year, man. I'm excited for my fifth year.
Dude, that bothers me a lot.
Wait, why?
His fifth year?
Oh, yeah, no, dude.
The hell? Where does the time?
What
He's
the
played
hell?
4 years in the league already. Come on, man.
What the hell's going on, man? What the hell is going on?
And but you hear his expectations, Peter. It sounds like they feel like they got a chance to do something here. He says the vets bring new mindset.
I would just say, with guys like Double D and Minka in the building, and then Gino on the offensive side, and Tim Patrick, like these certain guys that just, I don't know, they don't have any past association with the last, maybe blunders we've had, and because of that, they're bringing this winning mindset, winning energy that us as the younger guys and looking up to guys like that, we're trying to just latch onto it and get a better idea of what it takes to win at that level, because they've done it before. And I would say that's the main thing. I mean, the energy out there at practice today for a first day I thought was really good. Obviously you got to clean up a lot of things, but the energy and the mindset, the intention was good. So, all things we all feel good about, and we'll see how this thing keeps going as we go along.
Well, unfortunately, Gino knows the history of losing with the Jets, but he did move on and got to cleanse the palate, if you will.
Sure.
With a couple of different teams. But, yeah, just that's the thing with culture, Peter, is there was a story we didn't get to yesterday about, Plexico Burress saying his 1 year with the Jets felt like prison.
Yeah, we didn't mention that. That did ruffle some feathers.
And because it's stupid. First of all, they didn't have a bad season in 2011, and but what it tells you is that's the reputation, right? You can say that about the Jets, and nobody's going to argue with you because that's the history. Like if he had said that about Pittsburgh or the Giants, people would have been like, "Oh, tell me more. Why?" With the Jets, it's just like, "Oh, of course, it's Jets. Of course, Jets feels like prison." That's all they do is lose. 2011 was the year of the Victor Cruz 99-yard touchdown. That was on Christmas Eve. That was a meaningful game for the Jets. So they weren't that bad if they were playing a meaningful game on Christmas Eve. So I didn't bother to find out the details of why Plexico felt that way. But that's what you can do with the Jets. Nobody's going to question you. Nobody's going to argue with you because it's been a blank show for decades and more recently for the last 15 years. And the only way to change that is to win. That's why I argue with the morning show. Oh, just lose to get the pay. You got to stop at some point, man. You can't have talent. They do have some talent, Peter. Breece Hall's not nobody. Garrett Wilson's not nobody. They had a good draft. Geno Smith does have ability. This defense should be pretty good. So
may even have a tight end now.
Just go 2-15 and get Arch Manning. Okay, great. That looks great. Just like you wanted to tank for Sanchez. You traded up to get Sanchez and suck for Sam. Well, you got Sam. You won a Super Bowl, but not with you. All right? And at some point, you start winning. You start playing meaningful games. You play more games on national television. Do you realize, Peter, they do not have one game on national television this year? Not one. No Thursday. Nothing. It doesn't matter because it's the Jets. The only thing that changes that is winning. So for the tank crowd, how do you want to change that? Start winning games, man. Have a good season. Have people rooting for your team in your building instead of the opposition. And they make fun of me on the morning show like, I don't know how that means anything. I'm really taken aback by Rick having that opinion. Rick played, man. Like, don't you at one point want to root for a team that's got a winning record?
Yeah, I've been miffed by it too, and especially playing in the league is one thing, but also even just rooting for the team. If you've been someone who's rooted for this team, you're so beaten down that you're good to just throw away years. I don't remember ever feeling. I'm just being honest on the Redskins were in the same level of doldrums that the Jets are in. I lived it, and I never went into a season without some ridiculous hope that this year was going to get turned around. And then I'd be heartbroken every year.
Or just feeling like watching a game and seeing your team play well and win. I mean, that's what I grew up with. The Giants were always awful when I watched them. I wasn't thinking, listen, I was a kid. I wasn't thinking about the draft and all that. I just wanted to watch my team win. Go to school the next day and not be made fun of that my team lost again. Just taking some pride in your team functioning and looking like an actual NFL team and building towards something instead of, being awful, drafting the next great franchise quarterback, watching that franchise quarterback fail because nobody knows how to make them better and nobody knows how to win and nobody knows what they're doing. And by the way, you're going to need a coach. So if Aaron Glenn's the guy, then you're going to have to start seeing some wins. Let's see. We got one more. Garrett says it feels different this year.
It feels different this year. It does, man. I don't want to talk about it too much. It just does. I'll say that. Not that any other year I didn't have the same. No, it's more just this group that we have, man. We spent a lot of time together. We've put in throughout these OTAs, and just knowing what AG, Mood, Coach Mike, all their mindset align with ours, and just making just the certain conversations that we've had in the team room, whatever it may be. They've set the table, right? And us as players, it's our job to go out now and get better every day at this point in the season. And then once the real season comes around, let's be ready to play on Sunday.
I wonder, Peter, when he says it feels different this year, I don't know why. Because you just want it to feel different, right? Maybe it doesn't feel any different, but you just want it to feel different.
Hope springs eternal, right?
Oh, yeah, it's a fresh start, right? And it's at some point, maybe they're going to kind of figure it out. And you hope that it's going to be this year. 1-800-919-3776. Let's go to Tony in Tampa. He's got a very interesting question. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Tony?
Fellas, how we feeling?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. So, boys, I got a start bench cut, but little twist to this. Franchise edition. Okay. I want to see who you're going to – and obviously start is your number one, and then, bench number two, cut, get it out. The Mets, the Jets, and the Nets.
Well,
Jets, Nets, you said?
Yes. All the Ets.
Yep.
All right.
All the Ets.
All right.
You want to start, Peter? Go ahead.
It's start bench cut. I am starting. That's a great question because these are three horrid situations. I'm starting the Mets. For a handful of reasons. As bad as this year has been, I have some belief in upper management's desire to do things, and I think they still have a couple of fundamentally really good players in this group, and they could figure things out. And I've seen it recently. Like, my brain can at least picture it. So I'll start the Mets. I will bench the Nets, and I'm cutting the Jets. Just on account of Don, it's too hard for me with how little I've seen over the years. And I understand sometimes that's frustrating. Like, well, that's not really a reasonable answer because if you go by that, then it's never the Jets. Well, that's sort of where I'm at right now.
Well, that's why, to me, I'm in lockstep.
Now here's the interesting.
It's unfortunate.
Boys, here's the interesting thing.
Go ahead.
Don, would you count the Nets have 2 ABA championships? So, do you count that? I mean, you look at the Jets. At least.
Well, now you're making it interesting because I was going to say Mets, Nets, and Jets as well for all the reasons that Peter said, because at least the Mets have been to a league championship series 2 years ago, and I do think they've got an avenue to figure this out. And so do the Nets. The Jets, we don't know if they have the head coach. They don't have the quarterback. Those are the two things you need. So they're out. If you're talking about the history of the franchise, it's still the Mets. But then you might put the Jets over the Nets. Because, the ABA championships, it's not in this league. It was with Dr. J, and Dr. J got sold off. They did go to back-to-back finals, which was something. They've had little blips, but otherwise there really isn't any history there. The Jets, with their history of winning Super Bowl III, having Bill Parcells as a head coach, Rex Ryan with the back-to-back championship games. Peter, there is a history there. There's not much of a history with the Nets. Again, really all they have is what? The 2002, 2003, the back-to-back finals appearances, right?
Yep.
And that's really it. They had the moment with KD with his foot on the line against Milwaukee.
That wasn't much of anything.
So thank you, Tony, for the phone call. From that standpoint, I got to reverse it. If you go in the now, I say I start the Mets, I bench the Nets, and I cut the Jets. But history-wise, I think I flip-flop Jets and Nets, depending how you ask the question. We got a bunch of phone calls, including Chris, who wants to go after me. What? So I want to give him a little time to do that. 1-800-919-3776. E&N's coming up at 6 o'clock, and then at 7 o'clock, it's Game 2, Mets and Braves from Citi Field. It's Hahn and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
There you were, surrounded by fans. Everybody remembers the game. Nobody remembers the guy coughing behind you. Till a few days later, at 2 a.m., you wake up with a fever and your throat's on fire. Now what? Urgent care? Closed. ER? Slammed. Telehealth? Maybe, but the pharmacy's closed. You needed a medical emergency kit. These aren't first aid kits. They contain essential prescriptions used for over 30 common conditions. Sinus and ear infection, UTIs, stomach bugs, traveler's diarrhea, and more on hand before you need them. Use your doctor-developed guidebook to select the right prescription or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's like an urgent care and drugstore at home. When you're sick, traveling, or stranded, you'll wish you'd ordered a medical emergency kit. Order online in minutes, and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Tricon Construction is growing across New Jersey, delivering larger, more complex commercial projects with the precision today's developers expect. Because when the timelines, capital, and reputation are all on the line, you need more than a contractor. You need a true construction partner. Tricon brings experienced leadership, disciplined project management, and a team built around accountability and execution. From planning to completion, they build with purpose, professionalism, and pride. For serious commercial projects, build with Tricon. Visit triconbuilds.com. That's triconbuilds.com.
This is the Michael K. Show.
I think that when you watch a team every single day, I think we get more of a harsh perspective because teams that are having quote-unquote good years, the injury-decimated Yankees play those teams, and they seem to handle them quite well. Maybe things are not as bad as we all think they are because we're watching them every single day.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. Plus, another study found Amazon Prescription Pass customers pay nearly 1/3 less out of pocket. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Protecting your home inside and out.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Mets doubleheader in Queens. Second game, first pitch at 7:10. If you're getting a jump start at the Whitestone Bridge, just a little bit bunched up, heading across the Upper East River from the Bronx side. After that, expressway southbound packed. Your stop and go heading over to Citi Field and Northern Boulevard. Slow go on the BQE eastbound in Brooklyn. Just picked up that crash involving a yellow school bus by the Brooklyn Bridge. Still have heavy delays going back onto the inbound Gowanus. Best of it to the outbound George Henry Hudson. Second choice West Side Highway northbound. Delays there from the 90s. Inbound George looking good for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 15 to 20. Outbound Helena and you 20 to 30. This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com. A bent tire rod can quickly bring a drive to a halt. For the parts needed to get back on the road, visit RockAuto.com. Find a wide selection of quality parts at reliably low prices. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering buy one, get one, 50% off windows and doors, and no payments, no interest for 24 months. Some restrictions may apply. See local showroom for details. Offer ends July 31st, 2026.
Shohei Ohtani's interpreter was fired today. Ippei Mitsuhara ran up gambling debts to a Southern California bookmaking operation.
The inside story of the biggest scandal in modern baseball.
He was absolutely bananas, the amount of bets he was making. I've never seen anything like it.
From 30 for 30 podcasts, this is The Betrayal of Shohei Ohtani.
Presented by Gusto. Episodes 1 and 2 available now. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
Having fun on a Wednesday? Mets coming up at 7 o'clock. They won the first game of the doubleheader 3-2, so they've won 3 in a row. Yankees coming off winning the first 2 games against the White Sox. They'll play game 3 of the 4 games set tonight. So taking your phone calls, Ian N at 6. Alan back with us on Monday. So Peter and I holding the fort, the Wolf Pack. Let's go back to the phones and talk to Chris in Barnegat. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Chris?
Hey, guys. Listen, so I'm watching on a little bit of a delay on YouTube, and I got to the point where Don was saying that we're Yankee fans are snobs. Listen, Don, you're coming kind of off like an ass here. We got guys in the outfield. Max Schumann, he's diving for a ball that's 20 feet away from him. We're looking like a clown show out there in the field. We got a guy that's literally – it's unbelievable. Garrett Cole literally almost got trucked yesterday by Austin Wells. Anthony Volpe in the 9th inning, the game before, dropped a pop-up that then cost David Bednar to come out, which then we cannot use him tonight because then we had to close him last night. That would have been like 4 games in 5 days. Listen, I understand they're still winning, and I get that. That's great, and I'm very happy with that. Without Aaron Judge, we haven't lost ground on the Rays. But there's also fair to point out that there's problems that have been problems for years and have come back to bite us in the playoffs multiple times, like the defense. Do I have to remind everyone about the Game 5 against the Dodgers in the World Series? It's been a reoccurring thing that this defense is poor, and they've tried to fix it, and they can't. It's unbelievable. And I think it's crazy to call Yankee fans snobs for pointing out something very simple, that the defense is a little bit embarrassing.
You are this year because they have lost no ground to Tampa. You're still the favorite to go to the World Series. They're still finding ways to win. I know it's not perfect. I get it. I've been on your side for a while about how guys have jobs for life and nobody's held accountable for some of the things that have gone on in recent history with the Yankees. But you've lost Aaron Judge. Grisham's played 87 games. You played half the year without Cole, most of the year without Fried. You still haven't seen Clark Schmidt. All right, Bellinger's now out. Haven't lost a game since he's been out. You just took 2 out of 3 from Philadelphia, a playoff team. Even though I don't think the White Sox are any good, you just took the first 2 against the White Sox. You're finding ways to win. You lost one of the best players in baseball and lost 0 ground to Tampa, who is your only threat to going to the World Series. Why can't you just appreciate the fact that this team's finding ways to win instead of picking apart every little thing? I understand the grand scheme of things, but you're not when you're calling me an ass for calling out the fact that you can't appreciate what's going on. All you guys do is complain about the team.
I do appreciate it, but you are an ass because, listen, it's unbelievable that we can't even point out that the defense, like I said, for multiple years has been trash. And they try to fix it, and it doesn't get fixed. So I don't think it's crazy to call, I think it's crazy to call us snobs when it's simply pointing out that defense is a problem and has cost us in the past.
Snobbery, Chris, when you win a game 3-2, and my producer, Anthony Pusick, is the biggest Yankee fan I know, saying golf clap and finding every little thing that's wrong with the team instead of saying, you know what, right now, I'm pretty proud that this team's finding a way to survive. Yeah, and even surviving the fact that Cashman and Boone have jobs for life and they haven't addressed the defense. I'm agreeing with all of that. But just as a fan, you turned the TV off last night 3-2, and all you're thinking about is the fact that Cole got almost clobbered, or the loss when you came back from down against the White Sox the night before, and all you're talking about is the Volpe missed pop-up. That's kind of being a snob, Chris. When you're winning quality, you're finding ways to win games despite the fact that you've lost your 2 best offensive players. And all you're looking at is how they're making mistakes instead of finding a way to win games. That's kind of being a snob, Chris. It is.
Listen, I understand where you're coming from, and I'm thrilled with that they're winning games and haven't lost. And frankly, the only reason which is not, it's great, is that their pitching is unbelievable. But it's the fact that it's just something that costs us every year. So, yes, I was happy last night they won. That was great. Awesome. Great win. But it's just the fact that I've seen this before again and again and again and again. It's going to cost us in the end because they cannot fix this defense. It's a problem. It's been a problem.
I know, but can we see how this plays out this year? You're still complaining about a baseball team that's going to go to the World Series, Chris. And I'm the first person to say, if this team does not go to the World Series, they got to honestly have a conversation about making a change at manager. Because it gets ridiculous after a while that you let Joe Girardi go, who lost Game 7 of the League Championship Series, and all Boone's done is go to the one World Series and embarrassed himself in it. And I like Aaron Boone. So I'm kind of with you fundamentally, Chris, overall. But at the same time, why does it have to be the first thing? Think about it, Peter. The 2 calls that went after me, this guy just called me an ass for having this opinion. He ends up pretty much agreeing with me about how proud he should be of the team, but his instincts are not to be.
He got the job, you ass!
His first instinct is to complain. After a win is to complain. That's my problem. Calling somebody a snob, I'm not saying you're not a fan, and I'm not saying you don't appreciate it, but when the first thing you find is the flaw, that's being a snob. When the girl's hot and you're like, oh, but her pinky toe turns the wrong way, I'm out. You know what? That's being a snob. When you get a gorgeous Lamborghini and you're going to complain about the color, that's a snob. When you get a beautiful mansion, you're like, I'm not really sure I like the sidewalk leading up to the front. That's being a snob.
Well, that's why I just think both can be true. I think people can be annoyed that they're just not that great and also acknowledge, yeah, we are a little bit of a snob. We're a little bit, we don't just sit there and enjoy a win, we complain. And you could also have frustration that, like, man, why do we not get better? It doesn't seem like the issues that we have as a team change. And that, to me, more so than play, Don, that to me the frustration is injury-wise. I just feel like basically every season, the Yankee season is interrupted by major injuries.
But let me ask you this, Peter, and I should have asked Chris, but he's gone. Let's say they play the exact same way the whole way, and they go to the World Series. And I don't think they're going to beat the Dodgers, but let's say the Dodgers stub their toe, and you play the Phillies in the World Series, and you beat them in 7 games, kicking the ball around, almost getting your starting pitcher trucked by the catcher, and you win the World Series. Are you going to celebrate the World Series or complain that you didn't look great doing it? Because right now, if you want to complain about all of this when the season's over and they don't win, I'm with you. I'll lead the charge. Because we see where this plays out, because with even all the problems, Peter, they're still the favorite to go to the World Series. So what are we doing? That's why I'm talking about we're in the Louvre all of a sudden now. And now we're judging perfection instead of just judging wins. You're a sports fan. Do you care how they win? As long as they win. And if they don't, then you can look back at all the mistakes and say, that's the reason we didn't win.
I'm really split on this. I really am, I have to tell you. Because I totally hear where you're coming from. And it is a hard thing to identify with. But I also get why it is hard to be excited when they kind of look like, yes, this year's a little different because they're really fighting through the injuries. But, Don, if we look at the basics of this season, we look at let me just pull it up so I have it in front of me. So you're 61-46. You're fighting with the Rays for first place as we sit at the end of July. You're unsure about the timeline of some of your biggest stars. Does this sound much different than anything else, which never, for Yankees fans, has led to a really great performance in the playoffs?
All right.
Like, why should they feel different?
Well, the last time, Peter, and Anthony, correct me if I'm wrong, that they went any length of time without Judge, they finished 82-80 and missed the playoffs.
That's correct, yeah.
Is this team doing that this year?
They are not.
That was what year?
23.
Okay.
So the injuries have affected them, but I think they've overcome them. And mark my words, they will pass the Rays. The Rays missed their opportunity. I follow sports enough to know you're given a window of opportunity. You don't take advantage of it, you're going to get burned. They had a month to pad their lead. Didn't do it at all. That's going to come back to burn them. And I don't think they're good enough to hold off the Yankees anyway. And they're going to get Judge back. And they're going to get Bellinger back. And they've already gotten Reid back and Cole back. So they're going to get better. And if they don't go to the World Series, I'm with Chris in lockstep that maybe some changes have to come. But let's deal with that when that happens, Peter. I mean, yeah, you could be frustrated. They're making mistakes. But you know what? I'll tell that Yankee fan too. Watch Major League Baseball. It's not crisp anywhere. The game's not played like it used to be played. Everybody's doing launch angle. Everybody's striking out. Now, not to the level the Yankees do sometimes. The Blue Jays did a better job of putting bat on ball last year, helped them go to the World Series. This year, they're 10 games under 500. There are teams that are better defensively, but I wouldn't say that everybody is stellar at it. You know, the game has changed in that way, too. So you're kind of judging the way you always watch the Yankees, but there's a lot of teams that kick the ball around and don't know. I watch a lot of base running blunders, teams running themselves out of innings, making stupid mistakes, not playing small ball, waiting for the home run. Happens everywhere. But you focus on the Yankees because that's your life, and I get that.
Michael said the same thing. It's in his promo. Talked about it today. Like, these teams that they're playing that are allegedly having good seasons, even this depleted Yankee team that admittedly a lot of the fan base thinks is a mess right now. Don, you and I mocked Max Schumann leading off on Monday when Peter was out. They're still winning, so maybe they're not that bad, and that is true. But, and I'm not saying that I'm screaming at the TV. Look, Anthony Volpe dropping a pop-up like Castillo for the Mets in that ninth inning. Yeah, it didn't cost him the game, but it's not great. But the thing that the Dodgers mocked, and we sat here in this time slot with the K Show, hearing about how the Dodgers just laughed at all we had to do was put the bat on the ball. We knew that this Yankee team wasn't going to be able to handle it. And a lot of times in the games that you see the Yankees lose this year, when they go through the June swoon, they're not hitting, they're making errors, and if the pitching's not there, they're not able to make up for it with the offense with these guys hurt.
I know, but you're projecting that it's going to happen again.
Okay.
And maybe it will. But is this team not showing you a little bit more heart?
But I guess what Anthony's saying is the only difference is this year is that the pitching's better.
Right.
And that's keeping them alive.
And the two guys in the Game 5, God love them, and I'd want them out there all the time, were Cole and Judge that made big mistakes. Those were two of the guys that were a part of it. And they didn't do it. Obviously, Cole didn't make a mistake yesterday. He was fantastic. But if it could happen to those guys, it's going to happen to the guys like Volpe who are consistently making mistakes in the regular season. That's all I'm saying.
And it's nice to know that Lombard Jr. is waiting to just scoop and take his position at some point. Not as fast as you'd like it to be, but it's going to happen. And you're right. Cole made the mistake not covering first base. Judge missed the fly ball against the Dodgers. Those guys aren't going anywhere. And it is an issue. But there's a big difference between this team and the other teams. This team can flat out pitch. And sometimes pitching can work around those errors and work around the lack of offense. And that's what we're seeing. And some of the games they've lost recently have been because it's been Weathers and Warren pitching. You're not going to have to worry about that in the playoffs. Hey, I would not be surprised if in October, Anthony, we're having a conversation saying, you know what, you were right. But right now, you're projecting what has happened to what's going to happen. And I think what I'm watching from this Yankee team seems a little different in the sense that I'm coming on the next day talking about them winning the game, pitching well, getting out of jams. Hey, Cole was up against it last night.
Great in the fourth inning.
You know, I mean, that game could have got. It's 3-0. He's got the bases low. Like he was in a. He had to throw a lot of pitches, and that obviously hurt. And they had to go to the bullpen and all that. And that may affect them today. But I saw a guy work his way out of a jam and win a game. You know, so it didn't cost. Those things matter. What's wrong with just accentuating the positive instead of it always being the negative? And Chris admits he is proud of the team. He does see good, but his first instinct is to jump on the negative. Why? You're not having fun with this team. You could have fun with this team because winning's supposed to be fun. Brian is in Hopewell Junction. You're on ESPN New York.
Boy, do I miss you, family, and I want to bring some common sense into this equation if I can.
Yes.
I called into Michael's show on Monday bringing up this exact topic to defend him against this subset of Yankee fans that he can't just win with and you guys just can't win with. Let me try to be sports Yankee fan psychologist for 1 minute. I think, like you guys were just discussing, we should definitely enjoy this. They're overachieving like crazy this year. What I think their frustration is, before they call and open their mouth, is a buildup since 2010 of seeing them get so close every year, only for the inevitable early exit. The issues seem blatantly obvious, no matter what it be, defense, they can't hit great pitching, this, that, and a third. And to be told by Cashman in the postmortem every year, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're seeing. And to be told sometimes by Aaron Boone, you know, that's not what I saw or whatever. If they had their druthers, like Michael would say, I'm going to use one of his $10 words, they would think about it and, yes, enjoy this year, stop complaining in the moment, and let go of the last 16 years where, you know, like you said, Don, if something doesn't happen this year, then maybe let's have a discussion. But it seems like the issues are obvious year after year, and it looks like it's playing in front of our eyes, but we get told we don't know what we're talking about. Am I making any sense
No,
here?
And that's why, Brian, when we were talking to Chris, I said, fundamentally, I agree with the overall feeling about the Yankees. But this year, I think they're showing you something a little different because they're finding a way to win the games. The botched plays aren't costing them. The lack of offense isn't costing them. And they're doing it without Judge. They're doing it without Bellinger. Grisham was out for a long time. They're showing you a little something. You know what they're showing you, Peter? They're showing you a heart of a champion, finding ways to win. And that wasn't always the case. They were just better than everybody else, and then these little things hurt them.
Anthony, be honest with me.
Hi, Peter.
When he said they're showing you the heart of a champion, did you believe it at all, or did you throw up in your mouth a little bit?
No, I don't throw up in my mouth because, again, as you guys have mentioned, there's a very good chance you could say without Aaron Judge they have a chance to get to the World Series. They don't win the World Series without Aaron Judge. But heart of a champ, yes, it is admirable that with the roster that they're putting out there, with the people that are hurt, the outfield that is, other than Grisham, not whole, and Grisham was out when at least Bellinger and Judge were healthy, that they've managed to stay close with the Rays. Yes, I'm certainly not dismissing that.
Right, but you're still judging the Yankees like they're the best team in baseball.
But they're
that are
not
perfectly healthy.
Yeah.
They're not.
No, they're not.
They're just as good as these. But I'm saying even in the American League, like
American League,
not,
no question. There's no argument there.
Right, but right now with all the injuries, they're probably not much better than the Rays. That's why the Rays haven't been able to take off. But you're going to get Judge and Bellinger back. But you're judging them when they were losing playoff games when they were clearly better than the teams they were playing. I'm sorry. You got mad at the Dodger thing. I saw the Dodgers were better.
I think the Dodgers were better in that, yes.
But the Blue Jays should not have been better than the Yankees last year.
Probably
and that
not.
should have frustrated you.
Yes.
Okay? But I don't think right.
It happened again, right, Peter?
That's the best they can be. This is the best the Rays can be. And you know this is not the best Yankees can be. They're going to be even better.
No, yes, and I understand that.
Do you?
I do. But again, and it's nothing against that. And Buster has said it, and I think Jeff Passan said it too on a lot of the platforms on ESPN. Everybody has said it. There are clear kings right now of baseball. It's the Dodgers and the Brewers, and everybody else is playing catch-up. Jacob Mizrachi throws 106 miles an hour for 70 pitches a game, which is very, very impressive. And I'm not taking that away. Those are clearly the two best teams. Everybody, not just the Yankees, are playing catch-up to say, do we have enough to beat them? And I don't know if the answer to that is yes, even if healthy for the Yankees, but I certainly like their chances if Judge is healthy.
And I think I kind of know the real reason why, Peter, that they feel the way that they feel. And I will tell you that coming up next. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg until 7 o'clock here at ESPN New York.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Did you get your windshield fixed? No, this is a big process. I was scared that the whole thing was just going to shatter inwards. Right. And then I'd be cut with glass. I'd drive off the bridge. I'd be a news story. It's not funny. Why is this funny?
So if that were to happen, God forbid, why wouldn't you just stop the vehicle?
No, you keep going.
Hang a left turn 90 degrees and off the bridge we
Do you
go.
understand what shards of glass would do?
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If that did happen, I would tell people that's how he would have wanted to go.
That's not how I want to go.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See them in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
The success you've had in life matters. The late nights, the extra shifts, the moments you've stood up and said, I've got this. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we value your achievements because we're a school for real life. With UMGC, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. As an accredited state university, we've been transforming lives for over 75 years. Choose from more than 100 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, and get ready to succeed again. At UMGC, success is yours for the taking and the making, and nothing should keep you from it, especially not an application fee. Apply now and we'll waive your application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
This is the Michael K. Show.
I think that when you watch a team every single day, I think we get more of a harsh perspective because teams that are having quote-unquote good years, the injury-decimated Yankees play those teams, and they seem to handle them quite well. Maybe things are not as bad as we all think they are because we're watching them every single day.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
I got to give Yankee fans credit on this argument, Peter, is that they're not irrational. I mean, they're coming at it intelligently. I think the disagreements that we've had have been fun, intelligent conversations. I was called an ass, but I think I was called an ass as respectfully as somebody can be called an ass earlier in the hour.
I don't think we'll ever be the same again.
But I think what really the crux of the argument, and Anthony, you're here, we've got calls at 1-800-919-3776 to confirm or deny this. I think the crux of the irritation is all the things that they're saying, that they're not playing fundamental baseball. It's kind of the same reason why they haven't won a World Series since 2009. But I think the real aggravation is, why are they not the Dodgers? Why are the Dodgers spending as much money as they are? When they need something, they get it. And the Yankees do seem to be working with a bit of a budget. They let Soto walk. They haven't addressed the Volpe situation by just cutting him and going out and getting the best shortstop that's available. Right? It's a trade deadline where we're hearing reports that they're not going to be all in on the best players, where the Dodgers are probably going to get Madison Miller, right? They're going to get the best closer. And I think Yankee fans want to get back to that because that's the way they were when they were 4 championships in 5 years. If there was a weakness, it was immediately addressed. Money was thrown at it. Prospects were dealt. And the Yankees have decided, for better or worse, that they're going to work in the confines of a budget because, let's be honest, the Yankees don't have Dodger money. Nobody has Dodger money. That's why there's going to be a lockout next year, because it's an issue. And baseball wants to address it. But, that's the issue. Why are we nickel and diming these things? Why aren't we just throwing money at the problem? Why aren't we just getting rid of prospects? And Brian doesn't want to do that. I think that's the crux of it. The Yankees used to be the Dodgers. Now, they had homegrown guys, don't get me wrong. That's Jeter and Pettit and all that. But there was a time where anything that was needed, Peter, they got. And that's where the Dodgers are. And I think that's where Yankee fans want to be. And I think that's the foundation of their argument. And I can't blame them for that. But I got to tell them that they really don't have that kind of money. And that's why Major League Baseball's got a problem.
I keep going back and forth with parts of agreeing with you on this and disagreeing.
Okay.
Because I really do think that, the New York Jets, hear me here. The New York Jets should dream of being what the Yankees have become. Compete every year and make the playoffs. That's a dream. I've said this many times to you. I've said it many times to Michael. I've said it many times to Alan. If I were a Yankee fan, I would say, I will take the Red Sox or the Astros, please. I will take being meaningless 1 or 2 years, winning a World Series, meaningless, playoffs a couple years, meaningless, World Series. To me as a fan,
all right.
I don't care that you sell tickets. I don't care that you sell merchandise. at some point, every year of winning 92 games and then looking awful in the playoffs, I see now why their standard is tough. On the flip side of that coin, I heard multiple people talk about the play yesterday, and I obviously didn't watch it. Who am I? But I went back and watched the play right now with Wells and Cole on the infield fly. I mean, it's people getting upset about it's a play that just happens. Like it's a nothing burger. Like I understand in the pattern of they're bad at defense. Their defense is generally bad. I see how everything triggers you. But when I watch it, Don, it's clearly a wonky ball because both players are completely in the wrong spot. Cole tries to call Wells off. He doesn't hear it. Cole then misplays the ball. And the real near injury to Cole is not Wells. It's that Cole misplays the ball and then takes an awkward step back trying to catch it. So, like, people are sort of freaking out about every little thing they see, and it really may not be part of a larger pattern. It's just a momentary bad play.
Listen, there's never one thing, right, Peter? But it feels like Yankee fans are in, I don't want to say a bad marriage, but it's a marriage where the couple still love each other, but they don't like each other.
I agree with you. It can feel that way.
Like they're never going to break up because they just love each other too much. But you know what? Sometimes they just can't stand being together because every little thing irritates them because they've been at it so long. So we'll get back to these phone calls. You know who the Yankees are. The Cowboys are no different.
Oh, they're much worse, but
the Cowboys haven't won for 30 years, but they've been good from the majority. But
they're not. Years. But A, it's 30 years, not 15, and B, they're not nearly as consistently good.
But they are the gold standard, right? And I'm sure their fans hate on their team like that, and it's been a lot longer. But it's hard nowadays. The dynasties are, in a way, I know the football that changed that with the Patriots and the Chiefs, but it feels like it's way harder to win than it's ever been. 1-800-919-3776. We got back to your phone calls, but ENN is next. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Orgavattazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Fans, arrive early at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, August 8th for the 78th Annual Old Timers Day presented by Fresh Direct. See Yankees legends put on the pinstripes again and take the field at Yankee Stadium. Relive memories of your favorite former Yankees and make new memories with your family. After the Old Timers Day ceremony and game conclude, stick around to see your Bronx Bombers take on Atlanta. Get your Saturday, August 8th Old Timers Day tickets presented by Fresh Direct at Yankees.com/tickets today.
We are moving now.
Electric bikes are everywhere. They are quiet and very fast. Teens ride them on the roads, in bike lanes, but also in places they should not be, like sidewalks and parks.
Look out!
When you ride, wear a helmet. Don't speed. Watch out for pedestrians and cars. New York State and your community have specific rules for electric bikes. Follow them. Go to trafficsafety.ny.gov for more info. A message brought to you by the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. I hope you have an amazing rest of the night. Mets doubleheader at Citi Field. Second game, first pitch, just a little over an hour away. Also a Mr. Met plush giveaway if you're heading into Queens at the Whitestone Bridge. Just a little bit sluggish from the Bronx side. After that, Expressway southbound still looking pretty good. Heading over to the stadium and Northern Boulevard. Grand Central eastbound, some heavy pockets of slowdowns heading toward the stadium. Backed up onto the Bronx and Manhattan legs of the Triborough Bridge. Yanks are on the road, but we've got a soccer match tonight at Yankee Stadium. Using the inbound George heading into the Bronx. Upper deck going to run you about 15 to 20 minutes. Just picked up a broken down tractor trailer Miller on the Cross Bronx eastbound by 3rd Avenue. Deegan just packed in both directions, heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound, George. Outbound Lincoln already about 20 to 30 minutes. Outbound Holland 15 to 20. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Harry Douglas here to help you ignite your taste buds with Firework Freeze 5-hour energy shots. Juicy cherry, citrus lime, and blue raspberry. It's that iconic freezer pop flavor, but with none of that guilty sugar aftermath. The perfect summer kick. It's delicious, portable, zero sugar energy shot bursting with flavor. Bring on the summer with Firework Freeze 5-hour energy shots, available online at 5hourenergy.com and on Amazon.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station. This is an ENN Special Report. Now reporting.
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
Hi, welcome to ENN. Ray Rowe.
You ever watch YouTube?
I'd like to say good evening to Don.
You won the game and he didn't die.
And Don.
My God, Peter.
And Don.
I lack it in the plums.
And
oh, yeah.
And Don.
I don't think right. Oh, no.
It happened again, right, Peter? That's what happens to us.
B. That's the best they can be.
Just want to let you know.
That's what it said. So just so you're aware, that is what happened there. That was a 12-seconder.
I apologize. I'll be in tomorrow.
It happened. No, hey.
I'm going to tell you what happened.
Are you on wire or wireless? You're on wire, right?
Yeah, but here's the deal.
Okay.
It's Enco problems, bro.
I had to go.
Enco, bro.
I had family things. Nothing concerning. It's just that there was a lot of things that were going on, and it was easier for me to work from home today. The problem is Declan's over. And when Marco and Declan start messing with the VR, I think that's when we have issues with the Wi-Fi. Because it's probably too much bandwidth. So I put a stop to it.
Oh, you think it's... Yeah, I guess if they're doing big-time VR stuff, anything's possible.
And they're still running the YouTube stuff. Like, they don't shut things off, and it's a mess up there.
I'd like to say good evening to myself. What's the line of freak? And to myself. I mean, listen, you have 3.5 inches or so on me. And to Jackson Dart.
I love Harbs.
And to the caller.
Listen, Don, you're coming kind of off like an ass here.
But I want to apologize to you, Peter.
For the drop of still not getting played? The one from yesterday?
Yeah, it just so...
A moment happened.
So after everything that happened yesterday, you come back with 3 drops in ENN from the day before.
Oh, yeah, nothing. I didn't say nothing.
Like nothing in real time. Your drops are like a podcast.
Well, and yes, and I understand the one that I asked for wasn't apparently clean, but I still thought it was like a moment in time.
We're still trying to find it.
I had to actively tweet the person who tweeted us. They just got back to me. We're working on it.
But Don, isn't that crazy? That's how unmemorable what I do on the show is.
Don's light up when they happen. They spark in the studio.
Don did something.
You won the game and he didn't die. My God, Peter.
Australian Don.
I lack it in the plums.
Speaking of Australian Don.
Don did?
Don tried to tell me. And now I'm at the stage in life where I know.
Bluey.
Bro, this Bluey episode content is gripping. There's things going on with Bluey, man.
Bluey.
There are episodes that are so deep, man. I don't know how much weed they're smoking when they make it. Like, Don, it's definitely high. They're high. Some of the episodes, they're very high. Not everyone. Like, some are very straightforward. But, like, the one that I was telling you about that had us weeping, we've watched, like, 3 times now.
Right.
About, what's the little girl's, the sister? Bingo?
Yes.
Is that it? Bingo?
Yes.
Bluey. And it's about her wanting to sleep in her own bed and not have to bother her mom.
Also, are they sliding the note?
No, there's no note.
Oh, okay.
But it's her and her stuffy. And they, like, while they're dreaming, go off into space, her and the stuffy. And then at one point they've come around, like, they come to a planet. And it's almost like Saturn, and going around the planet is like a million other stuffies. So she, like, says goodbye to her stuffy so it can go be with its people. And she, like, a tear drops from her eye as she, like, says goodbye to her stuffy. It can only be described. Bro, this Bluey episode content is gripping.
Bluey.
It's heart-wrenching. And you don't even know what's happening.
Well,
and I'm telling you, they're high.
I'm telling you, it started with the kids with Peppa Pig, and Peppa Pig had those moments. And then I was depressed when the kids weren't interested in Peppa Pig anymore. I wasn't ready to give it up.
Yeah, you were into Peppa Pig.
But then Bluey came.
Oh, Bluey.
And the episode that got me, I watched them all. The one that got me, I don't know if you've seen it yet.
No, I'm only like a season in.
Is like, so I don't want to spoil anything, but like Bluey, they go camping, and Bluey meets this boy, this French boy that's camping a few sites down.
Hahn shown.
No, and they meet every day. And then the one day, he's not there because his family left.
Oh, boy.
And the mom's trying to explain, Chili, that, hey, you know, that some people come in your life, some people come out of your life, and just be happy that you had the chance to know them. I might not be able to get through describing it to you because that's how emotional I got. Then they fast forward to when she's older. And she goes back to the campsite, and he's there.
Wait, Bluey is older?
Bluey's older and runs into him. He's older. She's under the tree reading, and they reunite, and the episode ends, and I'm like, I'm emotionally crippled. You know, the kids are just going about watching it, whatever. Go to the next one. Me and Nancy are like in tears. It was just, and the way they did it, and just and the music, and it wasn't overly done.
Do you think I can figure out what the name of the episode is? You think you can figure it out?
You probably could. I don't remember what the episode was, and you're like, oh my God. And now, Peter, they're to the point where they're done with Bluey.
Of course.
They're going to be 9. Like, we took them to the Patriot game earlier in the year to get pictures with Bluey, and they're somewhat disinterested because it's moved past them. And I don't think I'm ready for them to give it up.
Where are we at now?
What do you mean?
It's not Bluey. It's not Peppa Pig. Where are we at? What cartoon? Because me and Jacob don't even know.
I think it's season 1, episode 43. I have not seen this yet. It's called Camping. So should I pull it up today and cripple myself and Natalie?
Maybe I helped you out, and now that you kind of know what's coming. But tell me you're not going to feel. You're going to feel it.
None of the episodes truly continue, right?
No, there's no. It's like The Simpsons. It's like everything starts up again. But
it's a genius.
And
guys, they're only these are 10-minute shows, but they somehow don't feel 10 minutes.
But
like you feel like you really went on a little journey with these people.
And you relate to the parents, and the kids relate to the kids, and everybody comes away from the episode enjoying it, which makes it a lot of fun. They do a great job. And
now it's not only is it brilliant, it's also very peaceful and relaxing. It's like a really great, like if the baby has me up at 6, like she did this weekend, at like 6:30 on a Sunday, and because she doesn't sleep as well on Long Island for whatever reason, she's a city girl, and she was just up early, and you know you're having one of those times when the baby has you up down, but you're just half asleep trying to survive. I mean, Bluey's on, you're napping, she's chilling. It's a great vibe. It's both, but then at the same time, it's also gripping.
Well, you know what's happening is that when Anthony asked what's next, it's trying to get him off the tablet watching YouTube videos, and she's watching the Quiz with Balls.
The what?
The Quiz with Balls. That is kind of funny. Fox. It's a fun show.
The Quiz with Balls.
Yeah, and you get
like a game show or something.
And there's a big ball that comes down, and if you get it wrong, you get knocked into a pool of water.
Okay.
It's actually pretty good. What's the guy from
Jay
Saturday
Farrow
Night?
hosts it, right?
Yeah, Jay Farrow hosts it. It's good. But because they're starting to get into episodic television, and
that's so fast.
She started watching the show the Summer I Was Pretty. I'm like, what's going on here?
It's too fast.
No other cartoons?
I mean,
what are the SpongeBob for these kids?
No, they're
now?
almost out, man. They're like 9 is almost out.
No, listen. They like the Minions, the Minion movie, but no, kids TV now is just once you get to like 9, 10, it's
yeah. So what do I have, Don? I have a good like up till 7 or so.
Oh, you're good for into 8, because Maya will have a different sensibility than
but the way things are going at this point, by 3.5, she'll be just watching makeup tutorials and ordering Skims. We're living in the worst of times. Here's the drop that was never. Here's the drop that was never cut. Good evening, Peter. I think the people who love our show, truly love our show.
What was wrong with that?
There was nothing unclean about it.
I never knew. I didn't understand that part. I thought it was clean when it happened.
No, that's clean.
No,
it made no sense.
Jacob was being a Yankee fan.
Yeah, he's being a Yankee fan. He didn't think it was good enough, but that was. I was trying to actually make a point about something. Like, you have to understand, I was trying to make a point, and the point that I made was, I think the people who love our show, truly love our show. That's.
It was a moment.
Hey, I mean, it's nothing.
I got to be honest with you. And that's not just because, we went through this for, 24 hours. I don't even know if it makes, the top top 16 on any of them.
Certainly worth the wait. Certainly worth the
Are
wait.
you mocking
Jacob's being mocked.
I was looking forward to it.
You're mocking it to make. Listen, you're in. I'm not saying it's the world's greatest drop. I'm saying it was a notable drop that a listener goes, "How was that not cut?" 24 hours later, Don goes, "Still not cut." They obviously just have no respect for you. Don, at no point did I say this is winning drop madness.
Listen, it easily gets 15 votes in Drop Madness 2027.
Well, that would make it the third biggest drop.
It would be the third biggest drop.
But to say this is nothing, this is borderline stroke out. I'm saying nothing. I was trying to prove a point.
The poor guy just wants to get something, some acknowledgement.
Just to know that my words on the show are actually heard by the producers. I think the people who love our show, truly love our show. You know what else it says, Don? They just also think I'm so dumb that was the actual point I was trying to make.
Yeah, they thought that was the point.
They're like, you know what? For Peter, that's a somewhat sound argument.
Here's what I'll tell you what happens.
That makes sense.
Here's what happens when Peter has a drop.
I don't think
There's the drop.
Well,
that's what me and Jacob hit.
There was a there was a product that was sold back in the day on the K Show was the Joey filter. Where you could buy it, where he would anytime Joey spoke, he was filtered out of the show. It's almost as if the control room has a Peter filter.
Well, that's problematic though, because Joey, it was someone who said we don't want the producer talking. It's upsetting if the producers say we don't want one of the hosts talking.
It's wrong.
That's upsetting. Am I wrong?
I'm sure there were times Michael wanted a Don filter.
Oh, you kidding me? Full shows.
This is just total bullshizzle.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
No. Hey, also, where do we have the Maya cry sound, Jacob? Or not the cry, the hi. Or the wow. Sorry, it's not a hi, it's a wow. Oh, she's not a Chargers. Yeah, where is that?
It's DHR drops. I put Maya's and Marcos together.
Oh, got a little
DHR drops.
Little village of children.
I think we need to get you in here, and you got to let us know where you want some stuff.
Yeah, no, we are really overdue for a full. We need a full re-up.
There are pages that we don't use anymore.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's so all over the place.
Holy cannoli!
Wow. Tweet that. Print that.
I haven't used that in a while.
Maya, can you say mama?
That was
the
what?
Yeah, the straw. Is not what you want. All right, Lamar Jackson.
There you go.
Sure. He was talked about his contract talks.
Yeah, man, I'm going to keep it the same way I've been keeping it. Not here. It's private between me and the gym.
More interestingly, though, Lamar, is the urgency to win a Super Bowl starting to grow?
Absolutely. It does. Each and every year I'm getting older, not younger. So, of course, it increases. But it starts now, like I said, on the lounge. It starts now, training camp.
I appreciate. Thank you, Lamar, for giving a real answer. I was worried, Don, we'd get the, football's football. I appreciate him saying, like, no, dude, I'm getting older. It definitely is getting louder.
No,
because
it
it
is.
is.
What was it, 2 MVPs, almost a third, right? I think he finished second one year. He's going to go down. Is it going to be? Well, Dan Marino played in the Super Bowl, but like of the great quarterbacks, Dan Fouts, he's going to be up there. But like of the modern day of his brethren, he's with Josh Allen. It's just hey, that's the world you live in. When you have to go up against Mahomes. That's why it's crazy what Burrow did. Burrow was able to beat Mahomes. Not many get a chance to do it.
Yeah.
At least in the AFC, right?
You mentioned Mahomes.
Sure.
Andy Reid. How did Mahomes look?
Looked pretty good today, I thought. Strong. You see the strength in his legs, which is important with a leg injury. You kind of look at that first, see how his feet are moving. His feet are moving well. I thought it was positive. I thought he looked well.
Andy Reid with an update on Eric Bieniemy's wife after what happened this weekend.
Update on Mia Bieniemy. She's doing great. She's doing better and great from where she was out of the ICU unit and making progress. So we're happy about that. And EB's still with her, and that part's important that's taking place.
I guess it's a thing now. So I'm just going to take it.
Wait, so out of that clip that I just played you,
yes,
where a head coach was talking about the recovery of another coach's wife being shot by their son, what you took from it
come on.
I just want to be clear. What you took from it was that he called Eric Bieniemy EB?
Yes.
That's the big takeaway.
No. First of all,
that's
he made it very clear she was doing great.
Right. So that was covered.
All right, so once that was covered,
let's focus on what
I
matters.
knew he wasn't going to start giving me details on what happened. So once I found out she was great, then I was able to focus on other things, like initials.
Bieniemy's a long name. Bieniemy's a long one. You can call him Eric Bieniemy every time?
Well, we'll call him Eric. We know who we're talking about here.
But so real quick, is the rule no one's allowed a nickname?
I just don't.
When did this become your thing? This was always a Michael thing.
It's got to stop.
Calling people by all nicknames is got to stop.
So everybody's going to have a nickname, and when we've lost all creativity, we'll just do their initials. Can't think of anything for Don LaGreca, so we're just going to call him DL.
I said DLG.
Yeah, DLG. I think
DLG works. Yes, I'm sorry. I mean, I just think that it's almost like Hollywood now. We're just getting lazy. We're just remaking movies. We're taking old movies and putting them on Broadway. We've run out of ideas. We've run out of nicknames. And we don't want to give up on the idea.
I think initials have always been there as a nickname.
I don't think so.
How do you feel about things like JJ?
Well, we know how he feels about JJ.
Well, he's good.
Well, no, for the first name, I got no problem with RJ. If we start calling him RJS, I'll have a problem with it.
But RJ is still initials.
No, but now it gets a little much to give two first names. What are we doing? Are we accusing RJ of shooting at a president? We got to have three names? He's not an assassin, so that's fine. But now we're just getting, Bieniemy's are really long. Is it really?
I don't know why you feel this way.
Maybe there was a book that you didn't get, Peter.
Yeah.
Michael handed it down to Don. These are the things that have to carry over in this time slot.
Back in the day,
must
defend the hate of nicknames.
Was it because it must be? Do you remember the running back that was a Michigan running back drafted by the Carolina Panthers, Tim Biakapatuka?
Yes, that's a long one.
All they did was say Tim. They said Biakapatuka. Nobody was saying TB. Is that because of the disease, or we just didn't do it then?
Well,
the former Blackhawk in Minnesota Wild, Sergei Krivakravtsov.
Great name.
SK?
How much do you want to bet they called him something?
Not that I heard. They kept it to themselves.
Now, how do you feel about LT?
He did that. I told you yesterday. So he tried to separate the football player and the maniac. I'm still not sure which one's which. In LT, they were calling Tomlinson LT. That wasn't right. And if somebody deserves a nickname, it's Lawrence Taylor, the greatest defensive player of all time.
Are you good with
a coach hanging on by a thread? AG.
Are you good with OJ? Orenthal. I mean, Orenthal
Again, that's
James.
the first names. I got no problem with that. I got no problem with YA.
I don't call him. I call him by his real name. It's Yatittle. That's right.
Was Casey Stengel calling Mickey Mantle M squared?
Well, no, the one earlier, Double D, is a crazy one. that one earlier for Demario Davis. How about? I'd rather DD. I'd rather D squared.
Or just Demario.
Demario.
There's not too many Demarios.
But Double D isn't even shorter. It doesn't make sense, and the connotation is just.
We're trying too hard, bro. Can you at least give me that?
Yeah, sure. I'll give you that.
Clown show. Clown show. Clown show. Clown.
Jim Harbaugh on Justin Herbert's engagement.
JH.
Here's Harbs squared, Harbs 2, on Justin Herbert, a.k.a. J. Herb's, engagement to Madison Beer, a.k.a. Mabir.
Yeah, we didn't know till after. He told us we were all in the quarterback room, and he told us, and he kind of said that it was going to happen this summer, and everything. But yeah, just awesome. Feel great for him, and it's awesome. Yeah, Valentine's Day, SoFi. Ooh, yeah, stuff. You just little hairs on your arm start standing up. It's like,
yeah,
it's time to go.
What'd he say?
Oh, I get it.
What'd he say? Valentine's Day.
The Super Bowl's at SoFi on Valentine's Day.
Oh boy,
get it back?
No, I don't do that.
I don't know if they'd have the ceremony before it.
Toolbox.
Travis and Kelsey took over MSG.
Travis and Kelsey.
Oh, yeah. Well,
TK.
There we go. That's my flub.
There you go. Taylor and Trav, you're saying. Trav.
Oh, yeah.
Trav Trey.
They took over MSG, so why not take over SoFi?
Yeah. I mean, I'm at the state now of my career where you say Jim Harbaugh says I'm out.
I feel that way, too, unless I get invited to the wedding, in which case I'm fully back in.
Okay.
Oh, he's gonna 180 on this so quick, Don.
Well, they're not even on the radar. There's not even they haven't even been anything. They've just been like a regular couple that you see pictures of them.
I might be wrong on this because I'm not from the pop culture.
I wouldn't say you're Mr. Modern Day pop culture.
But they would have to font her if they showed her in the stands of a Charger game, right? Like she's not that well known.
No,
okay.
She's very. Well, listen, we live in a very siloed sort of world of pop culture. Like, who are the real celebrities? Taylor Swift is one of the only ubiquitous celebrities. Madison is a really big star for a certain demo, and right now we definitely have dads listening whose daughters love her,
okay,
or whose sons love pictures of her. But for adults to know her, no, you wouldn't typically know her. But I mean, I think Madison has like 50 million followers.
Wow.
Or something like that.
39.5 on Instagram.
She has 39.5 million followers. So, yeah, I mean, in some rooms, Herbert's the bigger star. In many, she's the bigger star.
What about Jack's ex? Jack Hughes. What's her name?
Oh, Tate McRae?
Tate
McRae.
Bigger? Same?
I guess I think she has music that's more successful.
More mainstream?
But I don't know Tate McRae's music at all.
9.7 million followers.
Yeah, and not nearly as many followers. But Madison has been a huge follow forever because she used to be like Bieber's little in the industry.
Okay.
When Justin Bieber blew up, his next signee was Madison, I believe. I believe she was the next one.
I'm not being that guy here. I want to have some ammo because Jalen already loves Taylor Swift. These names are going to start popping up to me, and I want to know who they are.
I'm not a huge Taylor guy. I'm going to be honest with you. You know what it is? She has songs I like. She has songs that I think are cringe.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about Taylor with me is that when I see like video of her performing, I'm just so underwhelmed by it. I know there are people we could spend the rest of the show with people calling to yell at me. But like I just see her movements on stage and there's no swag. She doesn't have any swag to me.
I don't think she's going for swag.
But everyone's going for swag.
Well, I think when I don't want to put words in your mouth. This is how I feel about it.
Don, you put whatever in my mouth that you want.
Because Jalen will watch it. She's talented and she dances well.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that.
It's not sexy.
I don't think she dances well. I don't think she moves well at all. I don't think she moves like a person with rhythm.
She's also gone through many different eras, not even a pun, literally. Like, she was a country star for a good period of time and then turned into a pop icon.
And, well, you know what? And that does, when you think about it that way, Anthony, it gives some more perspective to why I might not think her movement is great. Because at one time, there was no movement.
She was standing there with an acoustic guitar, man.
Right.
That's all she was doing.
And that was the vibe. And, like, sometimes that's what people are, and then you become the biggest thing ever, and you do Shake It Off, and now you got to start dancing. And I'm just seeing it, I'm going, because here's what I don't want. I don't want Jalen to grow up in the first years of her life. She thinks that what Taylor Swift's doing on stage is considered good dancing. That would be problematic. And she's like, hey, I want to become a dancer. And then you bring her somewhere and she starts doing that, and people go, well, what is that? And she goes, well, I'm trying to dance like Taylor Swift.
Well,
and then they call security. That's what I would be concerned about.
Non-and-dancy. Non-dancy.
Jalen got to see Shakira at the half.
Well, now we're having a dancing conversation.
She now has a basis of what works and what doesn't.
Hey, now we have some movement in more ways than one. Okay, let's see.
Because you wouldn't complain about that dancing.
Well, I don't know that I'd want her doing that either, but you see what I'm saying. I at least would go, this is someone who can move. Shakira can move. Shakira's in her mid-40s if she's a day.
Oh, that's a good question.
I think Shakira's my age. I think she's like 46, 47. Maybe maybe older. Maybe 48, 49. How about that?
Really?
That's right, Mikey. Shakira's no spring chicken.
She's 49.
49.
Wow.
Staring 50 right down on now our next list. Top 50-year-old ladies.
How old's Charo?
That's right. She was number one on my list was Charo. She's 92 if she's a day.
She's no Charo, all right? She could dance, but she's no Charo.
Charo 75.
Charo's only 75, Mikey. I'd still hit.
I don't think
You don't think, but you don't know.
I don't know.
Let's get Charo on the show. Hey, Mons, can we get Charo? All right. After a stellar...
I have more Carlin hits.
Yeah,
I don't know if he ever worked with Mons.
Sorry. Hey, Chris.
Hey,
Chris, put the sandwich in.
Continent, make the call.
Let's see. Well, after an incredible second season, Sharks forward Macklin Celebrini has signed a 5-year contract extension worth $94 million, according to GM Mike Greer.
Yeah, why not?
$18.8 million a year for the extension, which begins in 27-28. Highest paid player in your National Hockey League. God, it's not even like real money compared to basketball players.
No. Well, what are you going to do?
Give me, Jacob, I want you to look online. Give me a good NBA player. Not when I say good, I don't just pick someone who makes $18 million a year. And then we'll wrap up ENN here on this beautiful Wednesday evening. But this is the point I'm trying to make. Give me who makes $18 million in the NBA?
A lot of reasons for that, though.
A million reasons. None of them matter for me making this point, then.
No. Patrick Williams from the Chicago Bulls.
Patrick Williams makes $18 million. Don, if he walked in here with a blank jersey with the colors, red and black, and it said Williams on the back, you'd go, is that a Bills jersey? Is that a Bulls jersey? Is that a Rockets alternate?
If he introduced himself, if he was in full uniform, introduced himself as Patrick Williams, I'd say, hello, it's very nice to meet you. Would you like something to drink? Sure. I'd say, what would you like to drink? He'd say, give me a Diet Coke. Okay. What was your name again?
Yeah, and then he'd say, Patrick Williams, I play for the Bulls. And you'd go, oh really? You play? That's cool, man. That's what the conversation. Anyone else? Any other good names? Who on the Knicks? Who on the Knicks makes $18 million? Any idea?
That's cool, man.
I think close to it would probably be Josh Hart at 12, like 12.9.
That's awesome,
12.9.
dude.
Josh Hart makes 12.9.
Well, there's less.
He's an important player. But I mean, he's what, your fourth or fifth best player?
No, but they don't have the television money that the NBA has.
Yeah, Josh Hart. Right. Well, his AAV right now is at 20.2.
Oh,
Next closest, which would probably be Landry Shamet, was 5.9. So
somewhere between a Landry Shamet and a Josh Hart.
Yes.
Hey, and what's interesting about it, go look. Sergei Fedorov made $30 million a year in 1998.
But that's crazy.
So before there was the cap, some of these bigger market teams were throwing tons of money.
That'll do it for ENN on this Wednesday evening, Mikey. Last call crew, 1-800-919-3776. You like Taylor Swift? You like the way she dances?
We call this the last call crew, 1-800-919-3776. Whatever's on your mind, it's there for you until 7 o'clock, and then it's Mets baseball on ESPN New York.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
This is the Michael K. Show.
I think that when you watch a team every single day, I think we get more of a harsh perspective because teams that are having quote-unquote good years, the injury-decimated Yankees play those teams, and they seem to handle them quite well. Maybe things are not as bad as we all think they are because we're watching them every single day.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
The summer of soccer is heating up with Red Bull New York. Join the Red Bulls on Saturday, August 1st as they take on Orlando City SC at Sports Illustrated Stadium. It's Hometown Heroes Night, celebrating the first responders, community leaders, and everyday heroes who make a difference across our communities. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m., but the fun starts at 4 p.m. on the Boulevard with 3 hours of pregame entertainment. Get your tickets today at NewYorkRedBulls.com.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin modern windows and doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Do you know Sven?
I do. Yes, Sven Butenschan.
Nice.
You know him? He was on my team. Yes, Sven Butenschan.
When was the last time you talked to Sven Butenschan?
Not recently, but he's my buddy when we played here.
So if you saw him walking down the street, you'd be like, Sven, it's me, Rick.
Yes. Big hug.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You know what became of Sven?
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Hey, it's Wendy here. Are you looking to rebound from your high-interest credit card debt? A SoFi personal loan could help. Consolidate your debt with a SoFi personal loan into one low monthly payment, and you could save money on interest over time. And with as soon as the same day funding, you could hit the ground running ASAP. Apply today with no fees required at SoFi.com/debt-rebound. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, NA member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debt-rebound.
Shohei Ohtani's interpreter was fired today. Ippei Mitsuhara ran up gambling debts to a Southern California bookmaking operation.
The inside story of the biggest scandal in modern baseball.
He was absolutely bananas, the amount of bets he was making. I've never seen anything like it.
From 30 for 30 podcasts, this is The Betrayal of Shohei Ohtani.
Presented by Gusto. Episodes 1 and 2 available now. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg up until 7 o'clock. At that time, we'll hand it off to the Mets and the Braves. The Amazons looking to win their 4th straight as they took Game 1 of the doubleheader earlier today, 3-2. This is the last call crew, 1-800-919-3776. Paul in Florida has been on hold a while. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Paul?
Hey, guys. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Before I make my point, you guys took me back with the whole Bluey talk. I spoke with you guys months ago about how my kid's in high school with me now. I'm a teacher, and how startling it is. How you guys remember. And so you talking about that Bluey episode, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Wait,
it was
Bluey's been around
ago.
How long? So Bluey's like what, like 10, 12 years?
Something about like that. Yeah, because I think my kid was right around the stage that you guys are talking about where they start to come out of it.
2018 was the debut. Wow.
Yeah. And so, anyway, yeah, it's kind of interesting how they've brilliantly written it to where adults can look at it and completely relate to the adult characters.
Yeah, really
special. But my point, but my point about the Yankees that I wanted to make was, and you guys have been saying it the whole time, Yankee fans can look at this stretch, especially after the June swoon, and like, man, they're gutting out some wins and this and that. But every Yankee fan that's been around for a few years can't help but see the foreshadowing of, we've seen this movie before. They're going to hang in there. They're going to get back in. And unless something changes, they're not going to get big hits in the playoffs, or they're going to make errors. And the hope I have is that it's almost like the Knicks. Because I remember calling in towards the end of the regular season after we had beat the Hawks, and I sounded like the Yankee fans. Like, yeah, well, I'm glad we won, but we had a bunch of unforced turnovers, and we chucked up a bunch of threes, and I think that's going to catch us in the playoffs. And then when they were down 2-1 to the Hawks, I thought, well, here it comes. And then Mike Brown makes some changes, and the Knicks are on an amazing run. Hopefully Aaron Boone can make some adjustments, and the players play a little bit better in the playoffs.
And that's fair, Paul. Let's just see how that happens. I mean, the foreshadowing is right. We've seen it before, but we haven't seen this before, where this team has had these kind of injuries and have been able to play, especially lately. I mean, overall, they're 2 games above 500 since June 1st when they lost Judge. But recently, 2 out of 3 to Philadelphia. They've taken the first 2 against the White Sox. Peter, they just seem to be playing better baseball, winning games, and they haven't lost any ground to the Rays. And I just think that just being proud of that, you're right, both things can be true. Worried about what it's going to look like once they get to the playoffs. Is it going to be the same old thing? Well, save that for November when the playoffs are over and they lost again.
That's just hard. It's hard. I hear what you're saying. Hard to do that, though.
So it should be a lot easier than a Knicks fan who saw the same thing for 53 years.
Yeah, but it's like your wife cheated on you a handful of times. I know we always go to these dumb marriage comparisons. And she's going out a 6th time. This time she says, don't worry about it. I'll be coming home. And you're like, well, hey, listen, when she gets home, if she doesn't come home, be upset. But if she comes home, it's fine. Yeah, but I've been here 5 times before, and she hasn't come home. So you're asking people to do something, but they have done it many years, and it's always goes the same way.
Now, if you want to complain about the injuries, but they're kind of overcoming that. Like I said, the last time they had this many injuries in 23, they didn't even make the playoffs. They finished 2 games above 500, one of the worst years in memory for the Yankees. This team's going to finish, probably 20 games above 500, and likely win the division, go to the World Series. So this is a little bit different. I understand their fundamentals are not great. Fundamentals around Major League Baseball are not great. Relying too much on the home run. Well, most teams are like that. and the American League stinks. I get it. So that kind of tells you right there, Peter, the American League's so bad that baseball's bad. There's a lot of bad teams in the National League, too. Yankees, Rays in the American League. In the National League, you got the Brewers, you got the Dodgers, Braves, and even though they haven't played great lately, Cubs. But the Cubs just came off of, what did they have, like a 10-game losing streak recently? They were miserable for like a month and couldn't play. You know, there's a lot of bad baseball being played right now. But the Yankees are finding a way to win some of those games. Let's go to Chris. He's in Hoboken. You're on ESPN New York. Hi, Chris.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's going, man? What's
Hello?
up with you?
Yo.
Nothing but. So I just wanted to pivot a little bit from the baseball conversation because I'm a Twins fan and I really don't speak up when it's Yankees talk.
Perfect.
But I wanted to pivot a little bit to basketball and kind of talk about the Knicks next season and the competition that I keep hearing from New York radio and just kind of from everybody around here. And what I seem to not hear is really nobody talking about the Pacers. And I get it. They lost Halliburton. He was out for the year. They pulled back with an idea to tank. But am I missing the fact that they were the team that put the Knicks out 2 years in a row? The Knicks basically rebuilt their team to mirror the Pacers, realizing we can't win without a bench. And nobody seems to be talking about the fact that the Pacers are coming back full strength next year with a better center and the big kind of offensive rebounding that Mitch Robinson gave them to kind of keep the Knicks close to the Pacers. The Knicks don't have anymore. So I hear LeBron on the Sixers, I hear Cleveland, I hear Boston, but I don't hear anybody talking about the Pacers, and they're the team the Knicks could not get past and couldn't do it until the Pacers weren't there. I just kind of wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that and kind of see what your feelings were, because I feel like everybody, it's like out of sight, out of mind.
Well, Chris, this show has not. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Peter. Whenever we've talked about the East, we did mention Halliburton's going to be back with Indiana. But I don't know whether it's, the lack of sexiness or whatever, but of course LeBron's going to get talked about. I don't think people are looking at Boston as being a threat after the loss of Brown. But, hey, Chris, if you're a Pacer fan, I think that's a great place to be. Be out of sight, out of mind. Nobody talking about you, because that could be fun.
It's beautiful. I mean, I'm kind of expecting them to end up with like a 6 seed just because it'll take a moment for them to kind of get it back with Halliburton. But I feel like that's just a dangerous team that really people kind of forgot about. And I'm like, we were really a blown Achilles away from probably taking OKC out in Game 7.
Well,
and it's like, who knows?
It is crazy that a team that went to Game 7 of the NBA Finals, have an off season because they lost their best player, what do you expect, is kind of forgotten, Peter. How big a threat do you think the Pacers are next year? Halliburton?
I think it's hard. I think it's hard to say. I would assume that they're competitive, but when you have a year removed, where it kind of is hard to believe they went as far as they did, which was essentially within, a few minutes of potentially winning the finals. It's kind of hard to believe that even happened. So much has happened since then. They were completely useless for an entire year. The Knicks have won a world title. It's like, it's hard to just be like, they're going to continue exactly as they were. I don't think people believe that will happen. Maybe some people don't believe that'll happen with the Knicks either. And how do you ignore, while I understand what the caller's saying, the idea that you would give more attention to that than 2 of the 20 best players in the league joining the team 90 minutes south of you? It's just a divisional rival. That's just a really hard task for a fan to not be thinking about primarily.
That is true, but I think his overall point of the Knicks never seem to beat the Pacers in a big spot. And with the Pacers gone, the Knicks win the title. So with the Pacers being back, should that be the team the Knicks are worried about? Let's see how it works in Philadelphia. Let's see what Boston's like without Brown. Let's see if Detroit can take the next step. But, it would be interesting if the Knicks match up with the Pacers and say the second round, are you worried? Or is that all over now that you won the title? You don't fear the Pacers anymore. I never thought about it. It never occurred to me, the Knicks won the title, the Pacers weren't there. But he brings up an interesting point. They retool with a healthy Halliburton. How big a threat are they just to the Knicks? Never mind the rest of the East. Last call crew, 1-800-919-3776. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 7 o'clock. And then it's Mets baseball, ESPN New York.
This is the Michael K. Show.
I think that when you watch a team every single day, I think we get more of a harsh perspective because teams that are having quote-unquote good years, the injury-decimated Yankees play those teams, and they seem to handle them quite well. Maybe things are not as bad as we all think they are because we're watching them every single day.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
When you manage an active facility, disruption is not an option. Tricon Construction specializes in healthcare, commercial, and industrial environments where work needs to happen without shutting operations down. That takes detailed planning, clear communication, and safe, disciplined execution. Because when patients are inside, tenants are working, or production has to keep moving, every decision matters. Tricon understands how to work around your business professionally, safely, and efficiently. For complex work inside active facilities, choose Tricon Construction. Visit TriconBuilds.com. That's TriconBuilds.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Do you know Sven? I do. Yeah, Sven Butenschon.
Nice. You know him?
It was on my team. Yeah, Sven Butenschon.
When was the last time you talked to Sven Butenschon?
Not recently, but he's my buddy when we played here.
So if you saw him walking down the street, you'd be like, Sven, it's me, Rick.
Yes. Big hug.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You know what became of Sven?
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. Plus, another study found Amazon Prescription Pass customers pay nearly 1/3 less out of pocket. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
There you were, surrounded by fans. Everybody remembers the game. Nobody remembers the guy coughing behind you. Till a few days later, at 2 a.m., you wake up with a fever and your throat's on fire. Now what? Urgent care? Closed. ER? Slammed. Telehealth? Maybe, but the pharmacy's closed. You needed a medical emergency kit. These aren't first aid kits. They contain essential prescriptions used for over 30 common conditions. Sinus and ear infection, UTIs, stomach bugs, traveler's diarrhea, and more on hand before you need them. Use your doctor-developed guidebook to select the right prescription or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's like an urgent care and drugstore at home. When you're sick, traveling, or stranded, you'll wish you'd ordered a medical emergency kit. Order online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off. And you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow,
from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan. AI for the trades.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you until 7, and we'll hand it off to Mets and Braves. Can I do a talk about it? An extended talk about it? You did it late in the talk about it Tuesday.
The last 6 minutes of a Wednesday, this is unheard of. But yeah, I'll grant it.
Listen, I could afford it. So I don't mean to complain. But it's lunch. So Nancy took Jalen out to get their hair done. It was a cool thing. So she went to Ferry Camp, and then Nancy picked her up, and they got their hair done. So they were gone all day. That's why I had to work from home, because I had to watch the boys. So I decided that I was going to take them out to lunch.
All right.
And I said, you know what? They're not a sponsor. I'll take them to Five Guys. Good hamburgers. Marco's got a hot dog addiction that I think we need to have a conversation about.
Oh, boy.
So I get a burger, a bacon burger. And Declan gets a cheeseburger, and Marco got a hot dog. And all three of us got shakes, because they make good shakes there. And I got...
By the way, this is a real treat of a meal.
And I got a regular fry, which I didn't realize was a sack. They really take care of you with the fries.
And you love a sack.
How much do you think that cost me?
So real quick, to run down the math here, you got a burger.
With bacon. Bacon burger, which is on the menu. Don't judge me. Just go.
Well, what day of the week was this?
It's today.
Wow, right here on a Wednesday. This guy is a lunatic.
He's living on edge.
No, he really does. It's nuts.
Let's ignore that.
Okay. Sorry.
I want to say
so hold on. A bacon burger, regular fries milkshake, hot dog milkshake, and another burger for Declan plus milkshake. That correct?
Yeah. And they just have a one-size milkshake.
I am guessing. Okay, that's 15. It's 20. $40.
This might be $60.
I got 75.
$62. What do we do?
I don't know what Five Guys did over the last 6-7 years. They have exorbitantly raised their price.
It's and listen, it's a good move. It's a good meal. All right, don't get me wrong.
You said $60 though?
$62.
62. Wait, hold on. You didn't realize the fries were a sack at Five Guys?
I'm not a Five Guys guy.
You've never been before?
They used to just throw them in the bag.
They still do, no?
Yeah.
They fill the cup and they drop the cup in the bag and they pour that. That's the whole. It's the number one gimmick of Five Guys.
I haven't had it in like 5 years. It's been a while.
I didn't know, but I went regular. But whatever. I didn't look at the prices or whatever. And listen, I paid it and it's fine. I'm just like, dude, man, just three people going out to lunch in Jersey.
It's only one fries. It's 3 burgers and 3 milkshakes.
Yes, and the one regular fry.
And 1 fry.
Yes. I expect it to be expensive because milkshakes could be.
No, well, I will say that milkshakes are historically one of the most ridiculously overpriced items on any menu. Well, that's how they get you everywhere.
I think at minimum they're usually like $10, so you'll probably get it north of $10 anywhere else.
No, they're not minimum $10. What do you live in?
I live in New York City. There's plenty of places.
I wouldn't have been surprised by
They're not minimum 10.
You go to Shake Shack right now, a vanilla shake $9.50, like $10 roundabout if you tax up too.
Yeah, I would say a Manhattan Shake Shack, you're close to $10. A diner outside of the city, it could be $7 for a milkshake. $6. I still think 10 is not the minimum, but because I'll put it this way. I've never seen a milkshake in my life, unless you're at Disneyland, that costs more than like $12, $13. But no matter what, we're mincing words here. It's insane.
No, listen, I understand sometimes when you're in the city, you got to pay a little extra, but I don't know. I was taken aback. I mean,
and by the way, that's nonsense too. The city got to pay extra. That's just because what they taught us. They just taught us it.
But listen, it was a great meal. I just like, come on, that's just incredible. I was just taken aback by that, but it was good.
Of course, it was good. It's Five Guys. They make a delicious food, but I mean, every one of these huge corporations has to keep making not the same money. They have to make more money. All of them have to make more money. You know who doesn't have to make more money? Any of us. And by the way, people, I mean us. All of us. Including most talent. Unless your name is the biggest of bigs, and most everyone's staying flat these days if you can keep a job in the industry. So it's just no one else is getting more money, but the prices on every single thing, every burger, every gas trip, every airline ticket, every train, it's just when does the squeeze end?
I know, and honest with you, it wasn't like there was a line out the door. So I was just taken aback by that. So I just, like I said, I could pay it, I could afford it, it's fine. But just it's the principle. It's like freaking lunch for 3 people. And listen, if I didn't go milkshake and I went they got to drink something. So what would have been 50? 3 people having lunch at that's
If you had done no milkshake and just sodas for everyone, but what if you'd gotten 2? What if you didn't realize the fries were so big? So you went, I'm getting 3 fries, 3 burgers, 3 fries,
God.
3 drinks.
Thank God,
now we're up to $80. It's nuts.
Well, we're going to do this all again tomorrow. We'll recap what the Yankees did in Chicago and what the Mets did in the back end of the doubleheader with the Braves. We'll have more from training camp with the Jets and the Giants. It'll be That Guy Thursday.
Oh, you bet your ace.
And we'll all start it at 3 o'clock. So looks like the weather's nice, not at least the way it was over the last couple of days. So we'll have some fun coming up on Thursday. I'll go on vacation on Monday, but then Alan comes back in. So we won't be whole for a while, but we're still going to have a lot of fun with ENN at 6 o'clock. Antics like you dream about. Mets baseball coming up next. It's Don Hahn and Rosenberg on ESPN News.